It's a trap.
It actually is a trap.
It's a trap.
Science is back.
And I choose science over fiction. And so if the science is demonstrating it's doing great damage, then I don't care what it does to a small business person who's selling this stuff. If it is damaging lungs, if it's causing the kind of damage that is said, and that study's not been fully done yet, if it turns out that it is, then I would eliminate it. I would make it, I would go after it in a hard way. I would make it broader, not just for he is.
If we get asked a specific question by a teen, either a direct message to us or via social media about the relative harms of vaping versus cigarettes, we try to be as clear as possible that if your comparator is a cigarette, vaping is less harmful.
In England, the Royal College of Physicians has apparently done a great deal of research on e-cigarettes, and they have actually found that compared to smoking cigarettes, the rate of damage from e-cigarettes is 5% of what it is from smoking traditional cigarettes. You're reducing the damage by 95%. Hey, I don't think vaping or e-cigarettes are good for you. But if you have to choose between smoking and vaping, I happen to feel that vaping is safer. I don't think vaping is good for you, but it's better than smoking.
We're going to choose science over fiction.
And FDA has not used that terminology to use the most recent estimates of youth use. I will say that I'm an epidemiologist by training, so I'm fully cognizant of the definition of an epidemic, which is unprecedented increases over what you'd expect at baseline. That said, I think and know that the science has shown a decline in the number of youth users, and that's a good thing.
The FDA today calling it a dangerous epidemic.
The FDA calls teen vaping an epidemic.
Epidemic.
I don't care if you think I'm Satan reincarnated.
Vaping is not as harmful as smoking. Kids are kids, and there's many, many, many reasons why they choose to do different types of things.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Am I the only one that that didn't look right for? Was there some issues going on with that? Because that seemed really choppy on my end. But hey, I think we're live now. I can see myself talking on the screen. How's everybody's Friday? I see that Mallory and Peggy and Toasty, and there's a bunch of people here. Jason was first. He likes to celebrate when he's first, but it's Friday, so I survived my first day back to work, and I'm sore, but hey, we got shit to talk about. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. So let's get Kevin in here and see if he's choppy to me too.
I don't care if you're full of shit or not anymore.
Do you want me to chop you up? Let me see.
You can mute me. You can't shut me up.
No, I'm just gonna. I've got Google. I've got two different live streams going on over on this monitor over here, and I think that's probably what's taxing the system. So I'm just gonna pause that just so I can watch the chat over there. But how the hell was your week?
I'm everything's fine. I've got all my coffee now, and of course, my water and my vape and my clusterfuck band. Got to get that in before the first 3 minutes, you know.
Oh, I mean, I've got a whole bunch of them right there. There's
all is well, best I can tell.
Yeah.
What a week, huh? What a fun week.
I'm operating on the stand-up desk. And I made the ultimate cop out when buying a stand-up desk, and I bought a stand-up chair.
I didn't know they made them. All right.
How about a drafting desk chair so that I can sit on my fat ass while using my new computer?
No, I took drafting in high school. Is it a regular fucking chair? It's just taller?
Yes, that's what it's
okay.
drafting. That is a drafting chair, Kevin. Yeah.
Well, you kids these days, I don't know how that works. You know.
Yeah,
it could be a chair that drives around in circles and fucking drifts.
Only in NASCAR. Only in NASCAR.
All right.
So before anybody complains, is this the correct microphone? Do I sound? Do I sound okay? Because they always, when I use this computer, the last time it automatically defaulted to the wrong camera. So
did you look?
Wrong camera. Well, I'm looking. It says it's the right microphone, but Addie apparently is thankful for show notes. He likes show notes.
That's all you need to say about Addie. Leave him alone. He's fine.
Addie has given me the sound okay. I sound okay. So we're gonna go off of that as our thing. Did you see that there's you put quite a few tweets in this week, Kevin?
I was a busy boy yesterday.
Some of them identified, like you said, tweet of the week, both of these or whatever. I just put all the tweets. I'm going to put a whole bunch of tweets together and say these are all the good tweets. How about that?
Yeah, I think so. It's a bunch. There's a shit pot load. In fact.
This week was there was a lot of good stuff going on this week that we could take advantage of on Twitter. So there is that, Kev.
Well.
Yeah, wow. That's a deep subject for such a shallow mind.
And it's wet.
Yeah. Well, I hope, depending on what kind of wet you're talking about, Kevin.
So you never fell this week. That's good, right?
I did not fall, but this is the sad thing is I went to see a patient, the last appointment of the day yesterday, and he is only 1.5 miles up the road. And as soon as I got home, the wife is baking some cake or something, and I'm helping her with the recipe and reading it off the internet and all this. And my work phone rings, and I pick it up, and it's the wife of the patient that I just left. Apparently, after I left, he decided to get into the shower and fall. So she's like, "Can you come help me, please?" And I'm like, "Yes, ma'am. I'll be right there."
Yeah.
And not only is he on the floor, but he's a very large fellow. So I'm stiff and achy and sore everywhere now. But Jeffrey Zamora is with us in the chat room.
Oh, Jeffrey.
That's always good. So, Kev, this week, they've been our vaping pandemic or epidemic has. Now, Addie says I sound kind of hollow.
Well, shallow. I don't know about hollow.
I'm pretty full of. I just had some pho. I made some pho. According to this, I have the correct microphone, Addie.
Is there an epidemic of fucking stupidity? Yes, there is.
Yes, there's definitely an epidemic.
That's gone on since 2017.
But
2016 really, but yeah.
The UK has we have exported our epidemic to the UK. So this week there was a sort of a meet and greet, a press conference or whatever with a bunch of young folks. So good. We're gonna watch some of this very long stupid video, but not very much of it. Just letting you know. Peggy says that I'm not shallow. That's not very nice, Kevin.
I've called him worse.
Just stop, Kevin. All right, listen to this young man. Right here. Listen to him. Now, was there sound? I don't know. There's no sound because I had the mute button. I had it muted. All right, let's try this again.
Hello. Do you think that the crackdown of vaping will decrease the number of students that vape, or do you think that it will only perpetuate more illegal avenues to purchase vapes?
This is a very intelligent young man right here.
It seems.
Yeah, I mean, he's asking whoever handed him the questions to ask, because he was looking down like he was reading it.
No.
Yeah, they're definitely answering the right question there. Let's keep
Well, this is very much in your remit again, Mark, but I want to bring in a couple of other people first before we put the pressure on you. If I can be blunt. Di, how big an issue is this in your electorate? Is it coming up a lot? I mean, I know
it's not coming up, but I spoke with a doctor today, and talking about vaping, and he said it's such a huge.
Now she just said it's not coming up a lot, Kevin. Then she said, "I'm talking to this doctor, and he's making a big deal out of it." You see that? I mean, I picked that up right away. It's not coming up a lot, but this doctor I talked to, he says
real big problem, and he said the vaping is that young people in particular, do it all the time, as opposed to, say, smoking. You can stop. Whereas vaping, apparently, the only time you stop, according to the doctor, is when you go to sleep.
Kevin,
what?
The only time you stop is when you sleep.
Oh yeah, I quit every night.
Apparently, you're attached. It's attached to your face while you're awake, and you can't.
It's an enigma.
Stop yourself.
It's right there all the time. Usually, it holds onto my third ear, just hanging on there at night, waiting for me to wake up.
No, I can't get my accents right. So is this is the UK, correct?
I thought it was Australia, but I thought it was UK because of the uniform, but I don't know. I forget.
All those people sound the same to me. Just saying.
Across the pond.
They're not American. That's all I know.
That's Merg.
I can at least identify Canadian accents. They're like us, but just more polite.
Well, usually.
And some of them are kind of Frenchy, but yeah. Okay, so this is Addie has confirmed that it is Australia. I was wrong. We have exported our bullshit to Australia, not to the UK. It is also in the UK as well. There is a story later on about the UK.
Well,
yeah, let's see.
And it's so dangerous from his perspective that you can do it at work, you can just do it anytime.
Anytime, Kevin.
What's going to happen if the whole world's going to crash?
You can do it anytime. And it's so addictive, you can't stop, ever.
Well, I stopped to drink coffee, at least, and then food on occasion.
And I'm talking right now, and I don't have it attached to my face.
My God, what is wrong with you?
The chemicals that's in there.
Chemicals, they're in there, Kevin. Chemicals.
Kill sort of that kind of that smoke in order for people to vape as if they're not smoking. It's really dangerous. So he thinks is a real big problem, and he's of a Middle Eastern background. He said it's a very huge problem within the community.
Yeah. Now, what does that have to do with anything?
Patrick.
He's of the Middle Eastern background. What does that have to do with anything?
Well, fodder is always good, right? We dabble in fodder on occasion. I like fodder.
Hello, Mother. Hello, Father.
Yes, Jeffrey. Yes. Cognitive dissonance is catching. If this is such a big problem globally, Patrick, since I asked in 2016 to the American Academy of Pediatrics and the president, I asked the group, their Twitter people, and I asked the president on Twitter, where's the data, the stats, and the research showing how much of a scourge this is, or what was the word this week?
I did see that, though.
I forget. Either way.
I think it was scourge.
Well, scourge was one of them, and then there was another, I forget, too many tweets back. Where's that? Where are the treatments? Where are the outcomes of all these children? It's so dangerous and scary. You'd think by now, in 2016, when I asked the first question, this is 2023. You think progress would have been made, and we'd have had a just a fucking truckload of paper going, you bastards, this sucks. But no. Sorry, I'll shut up.
Now, later on when we go into the Twitter world or the X world, Kevin, you know, I did notice this is since Elon renamed Twitter to
I
X,
don't like it.
I'm wondering how many husbands, the wives, you know, pick up their phone and they start looking at their history and they see X. You know, www.x something. How many people, how many men are getting in trouble because their wife thinks that they're watching porn when they're really just playing on Twitter?
Maybe that was Elon's joke to the men. I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, they're I can see.
And what about the wives?
The issue. Well, usually men don't mind if their women watch porn. It just gets them in the mood. But women don't like it when their men watch porn because they think it's cheating. I'm just, you know.
Well.
But anyway, let's keep going for a few more seconds here.
I, you know, haven't come across many people who vape, but I hear a lot about it.
I haven't come across. I mean, first she says, "I don't see it as a problem." Then a doctor says that it's a problem, and then she says, "I don't see that it's a, you know, I don't see that many people that do it." So,
well, but Jeffrey said she didn't answer the question. What a wishy-washy way to walk around it, though. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
In my community,
I
think more of them smoke cigarettes than actually vape.
Wow.
Yeah.
In fact, I've heard of.
So she just said more people in her community smoke cigarettes than vape.
Oh, right. Well,
so
there you go.
Wouldn't you think that? I mean, as the minister or whatever, wouldn't you think, hey, the government has admitted that this is less harmful than smoking? I mean, even though
we're on record, they're on record. We know who they are.
They
know who they are.
Horrible and stuff. Shouldn't you be going out to your community and saying, you know, y'all are killing yourself. Maybe you should try something else. You know?
Nah.
The number of people turning to cigarettes in order to quit vaping. The absolute opposite of what it was promised, because you have to go outside. And it's a whole kerfuffle to smoke a cigarette.
It's a kerfuffle to smoke a cigarette.
So that
it's a
people,
kerfuffle.
especially when you
so people are going back to cigarettes to quit vaping, yet going out to smoke a cigarette is a kerfuffle.
Yeah. You see, when you say they're going to quit
Kevin,
vaping and smoke.
Not to be a jerk and rude, but I seriously cannot take a person with their hair done like Cruella de Vil.
I just can't stop.
Wearing an orange dreamsicle
wants me to
shirt
be nice.
and giant sunflower earrings while sitting on a stage on a sound stage where they're with all of these government people. She couldn't even be bothered to put something more respect. I mean, it's not, you know what I'm saying? I mean, something a little bit toned down to be around all these, you know, famous legislator type people.
There is none of that anymore.
But
there is
respectability. There's none of that anymore, Kevin.
Nobody wants to wear a fucking tie. Nobody wants to smarten up. Nobody wants to dress down. Is what they want to do.
And
I understand.
Mallory says that she can see her bra. So,
well, I didn't know.
I mean, I'm glad that Mallory's looking and I didn't, because you know that would also get me in trouble at some point with.
Well, I've got you about this big, so all I can see is it looks orange or peach.
Well, I mean, I've only got me very big. You know, I'm only this big on the screen there, but
you're about that big on the screen.
But the orange woman is quite big. I was going to say something that would also get me in trouble.
There's no decorum. Is the word decorum? Is that the word?
She's
I like?
Spider waiting for the kill. Look out for Cruella de Vil.
You think?
Working at home, people are just sitting there vaping all day.
All the time. Yep.
And so they've switched to cigarettes in order to quit vaping.
Okay,
that's right. The best way to stop vaping is to smoke. There you go. That said it. Why do you start the show off with shit that I'm going to be pissed off about?
That's the whole
setting the tone, aren't you?
That's how it works here.
I'm not angry at her. I'm just saying that's
Well, yeah, I'm making you angry at me for finding this stuff that you haven't seen yet.
Well, I'd much rather be angry at you than her. It's more fun. It's way more fun.
I should hope so. I want you to be angry at me. That makes the show more entertaining. What the hell over here? Come here.
You get me to say the F word more than my kids do. Hey, Dad.
I think that's a cherry or a feather for my cap.
Is it?
Yeah. What the hell? Why wouldn't it's not copying this link? Why doesn't it like this link? I'm gonna copy it over here. Copy.
Freaking drop bears down there. What are they doing?
Paste. There we go. Now I got it on the right screen. I'm testing out new layouts for the screens, Kevin, so that
all right.
That'll do. Testing out new things.
Yeah.
So, well, you're not from Ohio originally, though, right? You're
no, sir. I'm from Massachusetts.
So you're a masshole.
Masshole, Fitchburg, Massachusetts.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So this one, you'll enjoy this one. I think you'll like this one. Share.
Down the road a piece.
Let me share this one here for you. This says, Massachusetts court puzzles over lifetime tobacco ban for Generation Z.
Did I send you the tweet? I think it was Michael. The grumpy old man tweet.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. We can do that later, but yeah.
Yeah. So this says Massachusetts court puzzles over lifetime tobacco ban for generation. So here's my thing, Kevin.
Yeah.
Isn't like Massachusetts like one of those like liberty places, like the historically, the founding fathers, and there's a bunch of them from Boston, and they had a little,
you got Plymouth Rock
party. They had a little tea party there, and
just
everything.
A little one. There was a kerfuffle up there, I heard.
Now here we are with the Supreme Court of Massachusetts hearing a case where one group of people have decided that another group of people should not have the right to do whatever the hell they want.
That's exactly how you should word this. Exactly. Somebody doesn't like what you do.
Right. I mean,
and
they're willing. It's odd to me that these people are so willing to just say, well, you shouldn't have the right to do what you want to do. So we're going to take your rights away from you.
Where I lived, and the people that a few that I still know there in Massachusetts, they're about 30 or so miles from the Maine and New Hampshire border. New Hampshire Mass border. And they say New Hampshire run. I've got a tweet on occasion. I do it NH run because they're going to go up and get cigarettes. They're going to go up and get booze because there's no tax. It's cheaper.
Well, there's probably taxes. It's not as high.
Pardon?
I said they probably do have a tax. It's just not as high.
Oh, I don't know. I thought New Hampshire didn't have any sales tax. Anyway, it's cheaper either way.
They definitely do have a tobacco tax, though.
I'm assuming they do.
They probably do have an alcohol levy or alcohol tax, but they may not have an actual sales tax.
Well, it's cheaper.
Look, it says here, one town prohibited cigarette sales to anyone born in the 21st century. But is that legal, or will the plan go up in smoke?
You want me to go get my daddy?
I don't know that I can do a Bostonian accent.
A
Boston suburbs controversial bylaw that prohibits tobacco sales. Yeah, I can't do it. To anyone born in 2000 or later, forever, no matter how old they get, puzzled the Massachusetts Supreme Court at oral arguments on Monday.
Any A is an ah. It's ah. Like park the car. And if you do that, you can probably Fake it.
Well, they don't, but Boston doesn't have an A in it, and it still sounds like Baston.
Yeah. And it's like Doyad. You pack in the Doyad.
I'll just do it. I'll do it normal. The town of Brookline implemented the first of its kind restriction in 2021 with the goal of phasing out smoking entirely by making it illegal to sell tobacco to an entire generation for their entire lifetimes.
In Brookline.
This wasn't clear if the bylaw was valid under a 2018 state statute that raised the smoking age in Massachusetts to 21 and prohibited any local rules that are inconsistent with it. I remember when we were lobbying,
Yes.
We'll give you the 21 thing, but you have to agree that you can't have a million islands in your state. One state law. It says, I just don't understand what the statute means, confessed Justice Scott Casper. It's not the clearest statute in the world, agreed Justice Lowy. On the one hand, the statute was designed to set a minimum age and doesn't specifically say that towns can't impose a higher age, but the statute was also designed to clear up the confusing and bewildering patchwork of laws in different towns that made it hard for retailers to operate, argued the plaintiff's lawyer, Patrick Tinsley of Fletcher Tilton in Worcester, Massachusetts. The statute sets a floor and ceiling for the sale of tobacco statewide, Tinsley claimed. The governor stated quite clearly that the time had come for a statewide uniform standard, and the idea that Brookline could simply make up a different rule implies the governor didn't understand the law he was signing.
There you go.
But Brooklaw's lawyer, Christopher Banton, of the Public Health Advocacy Institute, suggested that the governor actually might have misunderstood the law. Banton compared it to to marijuana dispensaries, where some towns allow some don't, and that's okay. That's how it was set up.
It's okay.
The governor is not the legislator, Kafka noted, but he is the one that is responsible for signing the legislation into law or not signing it. So if they his interpretation, he's the one that matters. He's the one that signed it, right?
Yeah.
So it says the bylaw was spearheaded by pharmacist Anthony Ishik and Boston University law professor Kate Silba. Similar bans have been proposed in California, targeting anyone born after 2006, and in New Zealand, targeting anyone born after 2008. Nearly complete bans on tobacco sales have been adopted in Beverly Hills and Manhattan Beach, California. Yes, but those nearly complete bans in Beverly Hills did not include premium cigars.
And done literally nothing. Hawaii too, I thought.
They were tempted. They were going to increase it by 1 year every year.
Oh, okay. That's a different kind of stupidity.
I still don't believe that ever actually passed.
I don't know, but how do you justify telling other adults once they become adults that you know what, we can, but fuck you. But fuck you.
You young whippersnappers, get off my yard. I mean, this is ridiculous. Once you've become an adult in the country, the government loses any right to tell me what I can and can't do within the bounds of safety to the society and community.
There you go.
But anyway, the Brookline law was challenged by Fad Iqbal, the owner of a Sunoco station and convenience store located just 1 block from the Boston line in a neighborhood with a large number of Boston University students. He says the law is devastating his sales and driving young people who smoke to other nearby convenience stores. That is what's going to happen. Gas doesn't make much of a profit, he said in an interview. He said he relies on 60% of his customers who also buy tobacco, snacks, sodas, and other items, but many are now going elsewhere because they want one-stop shopping. A lot of students are from foreign countries, and it takes us 5 minutes to explain to them that we can't sell them a product that's legal for them to buy anywhere else in the world, and then they get mad and tell all their friends not to shop here. That's true.
Patrick, do you golf? Have you golfed? Do you like?
I have. I don't do it all the time, but I have done that.
I've miniature golfed. I've never golfed. Now, brothers all golf. As far as I know, they all golf. One is a disc golf senior champion, by the way.
Now, disc golf is hippie frisbee golf.
That's him. And far be it for me to go, you know what, you fuckers can't be walking around chasing balls all day long, because I don't like it. I just don't. I don't like it, and I'm not going to do it. And I was a caddy for my father as a child, and I thought, well, this is crazy. And it's
boring to be a caddy, Kevin, but it's enjoyable to do it yourself.
To you, I don't care. I don't want to, and it doesn't give me the right to go, well, golf should be banned.
It's because you're a ginger and you're afraid you're going to get burned from being out in the sun too much.
That too. I love indoor pools, so it doesn't give me the right to say Addie's not allowed to go golfing if he enjoys golfing, or if he enjoys smoking, or if he enjoys whatever it is he enjoys. Sorry,
Addie, you're not allowed to do any woodworking or hang out in your shop anymore.
No,
you have to stay in the house and watch TV with your wife.
Bastards in the room. See, now the property value's gone down again. Excellent. So this let's all move to Brookline, and then we got to bring Ed in so that Ed can get our cigarettes, right?
Well, they probably have some sort of age limit, so Ed may not be allowed to be in. Sounds like a college town.
So we can't go to Massachusetts, which I would never ever suggest ever, and we won't go to California because either way,
definitely
Ed's
not
nothing.
Definitely not on my list of destinations either. Not.
Where are my car keys?
The town officials who adopted the bylaw don't understand how a convenience store operates. He said every business in the area pays at least $10,000 a month in rent, and we are having trouble surviving. Massachusetts has long been a leader in anti-tobacco laws. Needham, about 10 miles from Brookline, was the first municipality in the country to raise the age to buy cigarettes to 21. Massachusetts was also the first state to ban the sale of flavored tobacco products such as menthol cigarettes. I guarantee you there are people buying Newports.
Yes, there are.
In Boston.
Yes. It's a very, very diverse state. Extremely diverse.
You may not see them on the shelf, but they're going and getting them. I promise you.
No, they're getting them.
An article in the New England Journal of Medicine said that Needham's age restriction reduced smoking rates among high school students by nearly half over 5 years. Kafker expressed frustration that the state statute set a standard where I lost. Yeah. I jumped. There we go. Set a standard age. Why are you jumping? It's this mouse. And yet said that municipalities could continue to regulate tobacco sales. What can cities do? Make you give me 3 IDs, force you to come with your mom? I don't find this statute very clear. Justice Dahlia Windland questioned whether the Brookline rule was even based on age. No matter how old they get, they can't buy tobacco, regardless of their age. Banton picked this up. It would be the strangest minimum age that anyone has ever heard of, he said. But Tinsley argued that the bylaw effectively establishes the minimum age and that the age increases every day. It does relate to age. It just affects an ever-increasing group of people. Lowy noted that the statute grandfathered in people under 21 who could legally smoke before it took effect. The statute said if you could buy tobacco, hey, don't worry, you can still buy tobacco. You're still good, and that's not true in Brookline. That's inconsistent. Tinsley also raised an equal protection argument in his brief, but none of the justices showed the slightest interest in it. Massachusetts has the 7th lowest smoking rate in the country. The state with the lowest rate is Utah, all those Mormons, and the state with the highest is Arkansas. Oh, Kevin, we're going to talk about Arkansas later on.
Arkansas.
Yes, we're going to talk about them Arkansasans later on. Probably on the Rumbles. We might save that story all the way till the Rumbles.
2 things are just bursting to get out of my little brain. One, have you ever can any of you name? I'm not sure what to call it, progressive law like this, where it continuously moves up, so it bans people.
I don't know.
Any?
I mean, and then you're essentially cutting off the right of an entire Well, every generation after this generation.
Anyone not 21, right?
Yeah.
From now on, forever. 20 then, 22.
Yeah, some of the millennials will still be able to. Well, the millennials were born before 2021, so yes, the millennials will be able to smoke. But Generation Z, I don't know who makes up these names, Kevin. Anybody born after 2000 and
then
21 or
the
2001.
Second part of the question, because there's no other law that I can think of that does this. I'm not very bright.
Well, and I'm actually there is an argument that could be made.
Okay.
That the master settlement agreement, which was agreed to by the attorney generals of 46 states, plus the 4 that already had separate agreements, that the state would never outright completely ban the sale of their product.
And there you go.
I mean, I'm not an attorney, but I do know that language does exist in the master settlement agreement. And this particular, now this is not a state law. This is a local law,
right? City, whatever.
City law. So they didn't sign it, but I mean, if this were to be adopted on a grander scale in a state, I can see that the tobacco companies would be able to argue, you signed a legally binding agreement that has connected large sums of money to it that you have accepted.
Yeah.
I can see that they could make the argument that they're reneging on their legally binding contract, because that would essentially ban all sales eventually.
It's a breach of. The other part of the question was, I'd like to know where this came from. The phrase that's not how any of this works. What is wrong with you fucking people?
I mean,
I don't know where that comes from, but that's what I keep thinking in my head.
Massachusetts wants to eventually become, the communist state of Massachusetts.
Well, they likely already are.
I mean,
I don't.
Had a series of socialists. Like
the only reason I'm in Massachusetts is
far left politicians.
I go through to stop in Fitchburg now. I think is the only place I would go, and I stay on the highway otherwise, and I don't spend a fucking dime except for tolls the whole time I'm there, which is about 5 hours. If I'm not visiting, I just right straight through.
Oh. Somebody, Bastard's happy that his ad blocker doesn't block my channel, but apparently YouTube has instituted a new policy. If you have ad blockers that block commercials on their platform, you can't watch it on their platform. However, we are not monetized, so there's normally not any commercials that play in our videos.
Well,
and if there is, I'm kind of angry because we're not monetized. I don't have nearly 1,000 followers on this channel, so
it wouldn't live though, would it?
Huh?
It can't do it while we're live, can it?
Yes, it does. It does.
Oh no shit! All right.
I have watched some influencer videos. That when you first play the video when they're live, it'll throw a commercial before you get to the live content.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Now it doesn't stop in the middle of the show and add commercials, but at the very beginning, when you first log into the live stream, some of them will indeed have commercials.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Weird. That's their channel.
Homicidal says that YouTube can play commercials on any channel they want, and it's true. It is their fucking platform. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
That's why we're not only on this one. One day they may decide, hey Patrick, we don't want you on our platform, and I'll still be available on 4 other ones. Yep. Tinsley also raised, Massachusetts, I already read that. Tobacco is the leading cause of preventable death in the United States, resulting in 480,000 deaths per year. Now, I did see some muckety-muck change that number this week, Kevin, to 460,000 deaths per year.
Somebody find me the source for that number. Somebody find the exact.
I want to source for any of these numbers. It's the American Cancer Society that.
Well, yeah.
According to an amicus brief in the support of the bylaw filed by American Cancer Society, the American Lung Association, and 11 other organizations, the State Attorney General also submitted an amicus brief backing the bylaw.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, yeah, because as the Attorney General, he can do that for a local bylaw, but he can't do that for the state. Because if he did, I would imagine that there would be a legal challenge by the tobacco companies, and if you lose, I want all of my money back since the time that we signed this agreement with your state. Yeah.
Now,
more than what?
I think, and I'd have to look now. If I remember correctly, living there years ago, Brookline is a little more affluent, maybe. So they didn't probably care about this.
Near Boston U.
Yeah, so it's probably
College. So that's probably a bastion of liberalism and rich liberalism.
Possibly. I mean, for context, for the readers, for the viewers, is that they didn't care. They don't give a fuck.
Nah.
Doesn't affect their booze. They're happy. Leave them alone.
More than 57% of Americans support a complete ban on tobacco sales, according to a survey of 64,000 people published earlier this year by the CDC. So they asked 64,000 people.
Mm-mm.
God knows where they were. And after asking only 64,000 people in a population of over 1 billion people, I don't actually know what the total population of the United States is, but it's way more than 64,000 people. And they're saying that out of that they can extrapolate that 57% of Americans support a complete ban on other people's choices and freedoms.
Here's what I would think.
I don't believe that, Kevin.
Correct me if I'm wrong. If I saw a survey, well, you correct me all the time. If I saw a survey that said 99% of the people, I'd still question it. But I've never heard 99 ever. You're not going to get it. You'll never get it. It's never going to happen. And why are they worried about it? Because it's bullshit to ask the question because they're not going to ban it. You just talked about the MSA. It's not going to happen. It isn't. Fucking shut up, all of you.
It's not going to happen.
We got to worry about them bad tobacco companies because they're evil. Fuck.
Now,
well, we take their money.
Kevin, if the latest estimates are correct and the number of people that smoke and the number of people that vape are as low as they say they are, and their goal is less than 5%, right? That's the smoke-free number.
Yeah.
If you're 5% or less, that you're considered a smoke-free country.
See, therein all by itself lies the wording. We're going to be smoke-free, but it's going to be 5%, but it's smoke-free. We don't really smoke anymore. So it's all bullshit. Every fucking number is bullshit. Go ahead. Sorry.
Are you fired up yet, Kevin?
Go ahead.
Well, wouldn't that mean that we're almost a smoke-free country already? I mean, we're pretty damn close.
According to them, yeah. But they'll always have something to bitch about. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, we did see last week that they said that that youth vaping is down in high schools and it's the lowest ever. And shouldn't they be happy?
Insignificant amount of kids. Insignificant amount. Not that those children are insignificant.
Shouldn't they be happy? I mean, really?
Yeah, fuck.
Shouldn't they just say, we're taking the W on this one,
Yeah.
But I said earlier that we had a story from the UK, so here's the story from the UK.
The UK government plans to come down heavily on vaping, e-cigarettes.
She doesn't sound like she's from England.
On vaping. Oh, damn it, Kevin, I'm going to get in trouble for that.
For what?
For doing a really bad Indian accent.
And the so-called New Age gateway products. It has shared its proposal.
New Age gateway product, Kevin.
New Age.
For public consultation to rein in on vaping by.
Well,
children.
bye.
This
you go.
comes after a 12-year-old. I repeat, a 12-year-old.
I repeat. I repeat, a 12-year-old.
I repeat, someone broke the law. What? It's not enough coffee tonight. It's not.
We have just.
You better skip along, Zippy.
Consultation to rein in on vaping by children.
I don't know why it's doing that.
This comes after a 12-year-old. I repeat, a 12-year-old was
It was, oh, Jesus, the anticipation.
placed in a medically induced coma after her lungs was severely weak.
See, it doesn't even like this story. It hates it. We hates it. It burns us.
Weakened, all because of vaping. Many school-going children.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
Yeah, let me try something else here.
Is he Indian?
Who? No, he's Ethiopian.
Oh, I don't know if I'm doing it right, but it's a trap.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it. It's phonetic.
Wait a minute.
But no.
I'm gonna see if I can loosen up some resources here.
Ooh. Thought you had your pants on.
Because this is gonna drive me up the wall if I don't fix this.
Not sure I'm liking your propaganda campaign yet.
Now
so
let's
far.
try it.
It's a trap.
Are taking up vaping under the false assumption that it
Can you hear
carries no
anything?
risks or dangers.
Yep. And then it stopped. Look at that 12-year-old right there, buddy. I can't imagine how a 12-year-old can be that tall, but I don't know. The UK is fighting to take your right to vape away.
I have to go over here, I think.
That'll learn you.
Let me show you some statistics now. According to the UK.
Yeah, now I got it. Now I got it. I can hear now.
Sounds like she's in a can, though.
Let's do this again.
Action on Smoking and Health Organization in 2023.
Oh,
this is going to drive me up the wall, Kev. All right, give me a minute.
It's some alleged journalist giving an alleged problem.
Can you hear anything?
I can hear her. She just sounds like she's in a can.
All right.
Some kid's getting a vape and they're all upset.
Kevin, you're in charge for a minute.
For a minute? Oh my God. For a minute. So I put on the screen what I put after, because somebody asked me again the other day. SPEEEI. That's the little initials that I put after my Twitter handle, because I wanted to feel important because all these other people that feel important have little things after their name. So I'm not making fun of the people that actually earned those, but the ones that abuse them, I am certainly. But just poke, 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 you little bastards. Where's my finger? You people. So it's a self-proclaimed expert and an experienced expert impugner. If you have any further questions, you have to call Patrick and ask him about it from there. But I've done that for a while on purpose. So there you go. Look at him. He's just leaving us hanging like this. And Mallory, I believe you. 335 million. 330 was the last thing I thought I saw for us. I'm not sure. That's right, Eddie. SME. Now I don't know what SME is. Smart matter expert. I should add, can I add that to mine?
You can.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Did I do all right for the minute? That's enough out of that.
I don't know.
What?
I moved to a different computer.
Oh yeah. Well, there you go.
But only one of my hearing aids is working good.
SME.
Shaking my damn head, Kevin.
Oh.
I don't know what I have to move back over to
while you're
mothership.
You're sitting there rattling on. I don't understand how these 18 to 20-year-olds are so stupid that they're allowing these things to happen. That they don't understand that it doesn't matter what the right is. It's being taken away before you even have it.
Yep.
Just by force. Just fuck you. You can't do it.
No, you didn't get any. They didn't get any choice in the matter, Kev. I mean,
because the age of consent has now changed for you. Because we don't like what you're doing.
You're not an adult person anymore. You don't get the same choices that other adults get.
It blows my mind.
And they're okay with it.
They don't care.
They're perfectly
they
okay.
don't care. I was reading your mind, obviously.
I didn't show you, but look.
What? I can't see it. Hold on. Let me stay where you are. Don't move. Look at that. Ooh, I like the sidebars there. Those are nice.
This one is the American flag.
Bigger.
I know.
No, me. I meant me. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, sure. I believe you.
This
is the old computer, bastard. This is the old computer. Something's going on with the new computer. But my internet did go down this afternoon right after I posted the show. And I don't know if I'm still having difficulty because of that. Both computers are hardwired into the router, though. I'm not on the Wi-Fi. But that thing was giving me problems, so I'm back.
You're bad mouthing your wife. That's what it is. You need to stop.
I would never get it. So let's go back to this video that I tried to play.
No.
Now, if I come over here and it's doing the same thing, I don't know what's going on. But
if you must.
Yeah, let's go back to this young lady here. Start from the beginning again.
Now, the news, the UK government plans to come down heavily on vaping, e-cigarettes, and the so-called new age gateway products. It has
the so-called new age gateway products. Are there like dream catchers and like crystals hanging on the wall that this is a new age?
Hey, I had a dream catcher in my Camaro in the 80s. Leave me alone. It wasn't really mine, but it was put there.
I mean, I'm just wondering. I mean, if you're going to San Francisco, make sure that you have flowers in your hair. I mean,
shared its proposal for public consultation to rein in on vaping by children. This comes after a 12-year-old, I repeat, a 12-year-old was placed in a medically induced coma after her lungs were severely weakened, all because of vaping. Many school-going children are taking up vaping under the false assumption that it carries no risks or dangers. Let me show you some statistics now.
Let me show you some statistics now, Kevin.
To back up my bullshit. That's right. That's right. This is a full-on bullshit show, and we're going to show you.
Smoking is injurious to health, is what it says. That's true. Smoking is indeed injurious to health. Here's the thing that is significantly less injurious to health. Let's talk about that.
According to the UK's Action on Smoking and Health Organization in 2023, 20.5% of children had tried vaping. Now, this is up from 15.8% in 2022 and 13.9% in 2020.
Had tried, Kevin. Tried.
Well. Let's use both of the last two comments. There's something called errors and omissions. When you're a company, you might want to have that insurance, and I did at one time, just in case. It's a clause, but just in case you fuck something up. And these people, the media and the government, need no errors or omissions clause. They can say what the fuck they want, and that's why they don't mention vaping, and that's why they don't need the proof. Sorry, go ahead.
Now, later on when we go to the tweets, there's a tweet that I specifically, I said, so you're going to actually show us the proof that you've been talking about for years. We're going to see it.
Well, errors and omissions. They're exempt.
Nope.
They're exempt.
It was crickets. There was no responses to my question for show me this proof, but okay.
For the first COVID lockdown. There is also an age gradient, both for first ever and current vaping. Among 11 to 15-year-olds, 15% have tried vaping, compared to 34% in the age group of 16 and 17, and 38% of 18-year-olds. The figures for the current use are 4.
Now, I might need a correction on this, but I thought I saw somewhere where they, in the UK and in some European, but I thought that the current age to smoke cigarettes, I know in Ireland is 18, and they're discussing increasing it to 21. So, I mean, and again, I'm not quite, correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
In the 18-year-olds are legal. So why are they even showing the product of the percentage of legal use?
Because it looks good on paper. It looks good on paper, Patrick.
No, they're infantilizing adults. They're
yes, of course they are.
Okay. I wanted to be clear, but I believe, and Mallory has the same question as me. I think that the UK, I thought that 18-year-olds are legal to buy cigarettes.
I still thought they were. I don't remember offhand.
Pretty sure. I'm almost positive, but I always I want to leave room for the rare occasion that I'm wrong.
Error and omissions. All right,
4.6% among those aged 11 to 15, 15% for 16 to 17 years, and 18%.
Now, there's an e-liquid on the wall there behind the naked that says bastard.
No,
I'm pretty sure I don't produce any e-liquid.
What? How is that?
I mean, that's what my mom calls me. So,
well, she's not wrong.
Well, she would know.
I like her better than I like you. I've never met her.
I do look like the milkman's son.
Mm.
For 18-year-olds. The question is, where do these children get their vapes from? When selling vapes to under 18 years, it is illegal in the United States.
Okay. So she just said it is illegal to sell to under 18s. So
if you're the journalist, how could they not know where they get them?
Isn't it your job as the investigative
journalist?
You're the
fucking journalist. Why can't you tell me?
I mean, that would be your job. That's
you're wearing me out already. You're already wearing me down. I took a nap.
This is only the third one, Kevin.
I know.
United Kingdom. So businesses have been found to be targeting children.
Look at that soulless ginger right there, Kevin.
Well, see, I have
with
souls that are
colorful packaging or free samples. The most frequent source of vapes are shops that amount to be 48%. Then some were shared or given. Then there were informal purchases. Some found multiple sources to get vapes and fewer than one.
Now you notice that they're not really showing the percentages on the graphics now.
No. It's okay.
So the majority of the vapes were bought other sources than legal stores.
Mm-hmm.
She did throw the 48% there for legal purchase or legal distribution points. Maybe not an illegal sale, but yeah.
1 in 10 gave the internet as a source. Astonishingly, about 2.1% of children who have tried vaping report that their first vape was given to them by an e-cigarette company.
No, they're not. That's full of these fucking piece of shits. Prove that. Show me. And why are they going to reveal their source? Yeah. Good God, don't do that. You scared the shit out of me.
Now, why are children attracted to vapes? Well, most vapes come in colorful.
There it comes. Are you having trouble?
No. I wanted to see something here.
Now, why are children attracted to?
Kevin,
why aren't they attracted to smoking? What?
They should have put some frolicking music here. These two fellows are holding hands walking down the street here.
Vapes. Well, most vapes come in colorful packaging.
They could have put a school here. I don't know.
And flavors that attract children. Here's a fact. The most popular flavors are fruit followed by sweet or soft drink.
Sweet.
There is also a significant growth in awareness of e-cigarette promotion between 2022 and this year. More than half of all children, that is 53%, are aware of promotion in shops. And nearly a third, that is 32%, online. And only 1 in 5, that makes up 20%, say that they have never seen e-cigarettes being promoted, down from.
So they're saying that 20%, 1 in 5, that's 20%, are unaware of any promotion at all.
Well, that's these products. Bullshit. Well, it's 117% of the kids are vaping, Patrick.
I don't think all these percentages add up.
None of them do. They've run out of children twice.
I think she's got over 150% on these numbers here, but she's just reading what they put on the teleprompter, though, Kevin.
Well, each vape is like 7,000 packs of cigarettes. So I don't.
Now, have you noticed, though, in the past couple of weeks, we've been playing some UK videos on here, the level of snark that these broadcasters have when bringing up this topic?
Yes.
Like this, I mean, she's throwing some snark here, not as much as the dude that was arguing with what's his name about, vodka or gin coming in cotton candy flavors or whatever. Yeah. But I mean, there's a substantial amount of snark that I've been getting from these British broadcasters on this topic.
Yes.
And I know snark because I employ it quite frequently.
Last year. Teachers, medical experts, and trading standards officials say that vapes.
Teachers, what makes them experts?
Wait, there's a standards somebody's in charge of this shit, huh?
Well, trading standards are the people that enforce tobacco law and the vaping stuff. Yeah.
So there is
Yeah, they have their own dedicated group of people that go out and bust counterfeit purse sellers and.
It's like the FDA that doesn't do anything. Those people evidently don't do anything. Is okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm being facetious. You guys didn't know I knew that word, did you? But go
that's
on.
A pretty long word,
Hey,
I've never heard anybody above the Mason-Dixon line actually use that word.
I got all kinds of words.
That is a distinctly Southern word, facetious.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is. You hear almost as much facetious as you do, well, bless your heart.
And discombobulated. Is that a Southern word?
No, that's definitely a Massachusetts word because the whole state is discombobulated.
Oh, they are, yeah. You met them? Oh, yes, yeah.
Are too easily available for children. Now, children's doctors, pediatricians are calling for an outright ban on disposable vapes to reduce their popularity among young people.
Now, do they if they think they ban one product that's going to
Well, there's always cigarettes.
Do you think that the kids that use disposables will not come across a pod device that's refillable?
No, they're not smart enough, are they?
I mean, they're probably right in the next glass display cabinet at the vape shop.
In the same place, you mean? Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't think they'd notice. I don't know.
And
what they would probably do is just go, well, I don't really.
And the online places that sell their disposables probably have a listing for refillable pod devices.
You see, I think you're giving too much credit to the child. I think the child would just go, yeah, I just don't want to vape if I can't get that specific thing. That's why.
And the companies that make the flavors that go into those disposables could easily put that same flavor in a bottle and sell it.
And when did sweet become a flavor?
Well, the UK,
fruit and sweet.
They use words differently, Kevin. I mean, what they call a cigarette gets called, something else. I mean, we call them cigarettes. They call them something else over there. And
I'm an honorary
place
UK
where you park your car is called something different. And
I mean, they got the U going on all the time where it's
and they call their front yard the garden. They I mean,
well,
they just put an extra U in words too that don't even need to be there.
I don't like that. It confuses me.
I mean, so sometimes you have to just be careful because I don't know that the British understand English very well. I'm just
come on. Let's chop. We're boring, Phil.
On calls from health experts, the UK government plans to ban disposable vapes under new laws to help protect young people from becoming addicts. The government is set to outline its plans for dealing with vapes so that they are no longer targeted at children. Beyond what?
At children.
Patrick, you've been around, right?
I think I have, yes.
You've seen a few things in your life, and as have I. And I've seen people sleeping under bridges up at the top so that you can't see them, but they're there, among other things. And when the world hears the word addict, in my opinion, most people just think what you see is it San Francisco. That's just a crazy mess right now. Is it San Francisco?
Well, that's one of the places that's a crazy mess right now.
Poop all over the streets and they're just laying everywhere.
Yes. It is completely legal, and the city actually pays like $300,000 a month to have hazardous waste people go and pick it up.
They got a poop patrol, and
because poop cannot be picked up by the regular waste disposal people. That actually has to be that's a biohazard. So it actually has to be picked up by a certified biohazard company. So they're actually paying over $250,000 every month to get up all the poop.
But the word addict as a child in context, rather, with a child involved, puts in mind, I'm going to use the word, and I know you don't like it. Karen thinks, well, they're laying there in the street and we got to stop.
Now, all hate mail from Karens goes straight to vaping it.
And I love my Karens. I've got a couple in my family, and I love them dearly. So
then why do you say such horrible things about them, Kevin?
Because it's a generalization, just like they're doing. That's the point. You caught on faster than I thought you would. One is what? Is one news.
So Omicidal has found out that the British news show that we just showed is an actual Indian news show.
Huh. So they don't like it, so they're going to use it. That's right. Karen is a Kevin. That's correct.
Yes, that is correct. And I have photographic evidence if you must see it.
Yes, you do. I would love to see it. Go ahead. I ain't scared.
Well, I'll look for it.
If it takes you too long, forget it.
While we're playing this next piece, I'll go get it. Ready?
I'm ready.
Steady. Go.
Breach. I was breach. I was born ready. Come on.
You were born upside down?
Yep.
Oh. Here, look at this.
Vape detectors will soon be coming to some Guilford County schools. During a meeting yesterday, the district shared that the devices are coming to middle and high school. WFMY News 2's Daniel Cruz spoke to a parent who supports this idea and also a neighboring district that already uses the detectors in their schools.
Back in the 1980s, schools across the country were working to eliminate cigarette smoking from schools. Now they have to find ways to prevent using vape pens or e-cigarettes. Technology is helping districts in the fight to eliminate vaping. Guilford County Schools announcing yesterday that they will be installing vape detectors in all of the middle and high school bathrooms. I spoke to a parent who supports the idea, but she also said,
You know what an actual cheap vape detector would be, Kevin?
What's that, sir? What do you suggest?
So the people that we already pay to work in the school, between classes, could just poke their head in the bathroom like this. They don't have to go in. They could just do this. Look in there. See if anybody's vaping.
I imagine if they're paid by the hour, they should be. Yeah.
I mean, they're on the clock.
On salary, you ever want to get pissy and moaning, but because the supervisors and the administration's not going to give a shit, really, honestly. But the in the trenches kind of people, they should.
Yeah, I mean, they're already being paid. Yeah.
I mean, voyeurism is so acceptable that who would care anymore?
I mean, I'm not suggesting that they go in there and look under the doors and do all that stuff, but
they do.
They do. I have a whole thread. I actually used it several times this week.
Right.
Yeah. I did tweet it several times this week at certain people. But I mean, really, I'm not suggesting that they go in there and do anything inappropriate, but they could just, look, check out the air, look like this, They don't have to even smell, because God knows there's probably odors in there that they don't want to smell, because especially in the boys' bathroom, I have noticed almost universally, Kevin, that bathrooms that are exclusively for males are not nearly as nice as bathrooms exclusively for females. I don't know why.
Well, because men are pigs normally.
But I mean, the same janitor cleans both of them, right?
Yeah, well, men are still boys and men. All I know is you can't fix stupid. So if you're not going to pop your head in and do a spot check, then I don't know what to tell you.
But I mean, I do have the audio of a principal in Atlanta saying that he ain't got time for that.
Nope.
So,
my coaches
talking
check
with students is essential.
I do not, as a parent, I do not have a problem at all with us monitoring that nothing replaces those conversations that we can have with our students from an educational standpoint, from an encouraging standpoint.
Over the summer, we spoke to a local doctor who explained why vaping is so dangerous, especially among teens.
The nicotine in the vape pens are just a lot more strong, and people are just consuming a lot more. So then they're putting themselves at a higher risk.
Can you be less educated and show me my data? Where's my data?
So
where's my research?
The news producer on this said, find us a medical person that's easy on the eyes, and let's not,
because that's what happens.
Actually know what we talked about, because I mean, she's not ugly, she's kind of not bad looking.
This is exactly how it works.
And
you and Fig just had a discussion and said, find us the ugliest guy we could. Oh, Kevin, I got it, Kevin. There you
go. Getting, lung cancer and heart disease.
Where?
I got to go back, Kevin.
Where?
We're gonna go back.
Where's my data?
Right here. Let's try this again. Let's see.
CE4s.
The nicotine in the vape pens are just a lot more strong, and people are just consuming a lot more. So then they're putting themselves at a higher risk of getting, lung cancer and heart.
Did you see her look? Did you see her eyes?
Yep,
Kevin. So you know what they say: if you look up and to the left, you're engaging your creative. Your creative side of your brain, because you're fabricating.
Into the left.
What?
I know exactly what you mean.
Lung cancer.
Did you see that?
Yeah. I remember a few years ago, some idiot organization used the word worser. So it's a lot more strong. It's worser.
Worser.
It's a word. I didn't.
A spokesperson for Rockingham County Schools says the vape detectors they installed.
All right, this guy lost any respect that I would have had for him as a newscaster and a journalist when I saw his tie.
Oh, what is that? Santa?
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Is it Santa?
It's Santa.
Oh, well, it's like
and
July.
Gingerbread men and snowmen.
What time is
and
the year?
the little elf in the Rudolph the I don't remember what his name is. The little elf characters there.
James is coming with a pirate.
Yeah, I didn't. I was gonna click on it, and then I was like, no, I'll get in trouble. If we were on the other, if we were only on the other, if we were only on Rumble, I probably would have showed that on screen. But here you got to be more careful. So just
installed provide a level of protection, prevention, intervention, detection, and remediation in which they can educate and hopefully change behavior.
He used a whole bunch of words that he doesn't even understand right there. Did you see that?
But he didn't say access.
He even hesitated just to make sure that he said it right.
I can do that. Ready? Are you ready? You can time me. Access, compliance, enforcement. Look at that. Access, compliance, enforcement. You fuckers don't understand what that means? You don't know what the laws are? I'm still confused.
I'm going to clip that.
Maybe Guilford County Schools could begin installing the vape detectors as soon as this spring.
Oh my God.
I get this commercial, like I'm watching this commercial like in between YouTube videos, and I'm like, whoever's playing this game is awful because he's purposefully going towards the larger number and he's not getting his prize because he needs to be over here shooting this 31 and getting it way earlier so that he could hit these. I'm like, I'm not downloading any of this crap, but it's like I could play this game way better than you, and you're on the commercial. Is that is that really what is that really what you want people to see when I show this on screen, Kev?
Oh, there we go. Where's Mallory? Where's Mel?
I do have photographic evidence of the Karen Kevin connection.
I have sent that to my family when they've said silly things, and when they haven't, I don't care. I'm
really tempted to put that on a T-shirt. I'm just.
Oh,
I'm really thinking that might be a big seller. So you sent this preprint thing to me, Kevin?
Yeah, I probably did. I don't even know what it is. Go ahead and show me.
You did.
I don't remember shit between yesterday and today sometimes. So.
Well, let me
wait. Get real nicotine.
Let me pre-rub it. Pre-rub.
Oh, Mallory. Did you bury the body, or are you just gonna be kind and not killing?
Doctors never spout things, Mallory.
Yes, they do. Oh, yes, they do.
I'm a respected medical professional. I would never use the word spouted.
Dribble.
Spouted. So this is an open peer review thing.
Yeah.
That you sent to us. It says Global Health Survey of People Who Vape and Never Smoked. Protocol for the Vaping Effects Real World International Surveillance Veritas Study. And there's Jeff. We know Jeff.
Yes. I hope Jeff's still in the room because he didn't know I did this. I
Allison,
see that. I know. Look at Yo is
Kurt.
Mr.
Russell.
I do, and Mr. Pelosa. Or Dr.
Ricardo's actually.
I think Christopher is as well.
Pelosa is on the list of people that I would love to have on the show, but I have not had him on the show. But
so stop. Before you don't even start.
People, I'm just spouting enough nice things about these people. I'm not going any further.
That. You can do that.
Yeah, many of these people we interact with quite frequently, and some of these Jeffrey's been on the show multiple times.
Yes. So
go
scoot back up a little. Oh no, you're at the top. vape and never smoked. I honestly think, and I love every one of you doing this because this is something that has to be done, and it should have been done, and it hasn't been done except for probably me and 2 other people. Dr. Farsalinas probably did his. In his, I don't remember the question offhand. I had 2%. 2% of those people, that 7,800 people or whatever it was, 72 something, I can't think. 2% never smoked. 2. So I'm going to guess, and I'm scared that they're just not going to get enough people for it to have some meat. But
right,
I hope if you people, wait a minute, where's my damn pen?
Where's your
people? If you know people, and you people know people, and they know people who vape and have never smoked, I want them to be aware of this survey because I want the right answers. I don't want the bullshit answers. Thank you very kindly.
Yeah, I mean, I actually don't know that I know anybody that vapes that has never smoked, Kev.
I know one person.
And I was asked to help,
were you? Yeah.
Not as part of the actual research part, but just recruitment. And I said, I'll help you as much as I can, but I don't know anybody that's never
right.
vapes that I know of. I know quite a lot of people that vape.
Right.
So and I did tweet it, but nobody ever responded, so I wasn't really very helpful.
It also brings up another point that is often said, and I know the legalities and I know all the other shit that you're going to hate mail. If you don't smoke, you should never vape. Kiss my ass.
How do you know?
Kiss my ass. How do you know?
So if somebody that's never smoked, decides to pick up a vape, how do you know that if vape wasn't around that they wouldn't have picked up a cigarette instead?
What? So
did you not? So what I'm saying is if somebody gets to the point where they're like, well, I want to try that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if vaping wasn't around, how do we know that they wouldn't have said, you know what, I want to try that cigarette instead of I want to try that vape?
And therein lies here's another big word alert, conundrum. What do you do? What do you say? You just rather they smoke. Okay. All right. I'm just checking. So stop saying that kind of shit.
I mean, in a perfect world, because obviously part of the PMTA process is the applicant has to prove that their product does not cause new tobacco product initiation.
I can't imagine that it could or would for this instance.
So obviously that means that if they picked up a vape first, then that negates the PMTA because that is new tobacco product initiation.
Right.
So obviously people that sell these products should be saying we don't want people that never smoked to use our products.
And right, there's the hate mail part. And I understand all that bullshit. But in the real world, where people live, there's no media, there's no journalism, there's actual reality.
Real world.
When you have reality and you got a 27-year-old going, I don't know if I can smoke or here, try this first. If you're gonna do anything, at least try this first. And if that does it for you, you're good. And if you go on to smoking, don't fucking tell them I told you, because then you're gonna be a fucking statistic.
I had to make myself taller. I was looking like Kevin. Half my face was covered up by my name.
They don't need to see that. That's just. So I am in awe. I am in friggin' awe that these people have joined together to do this. Now, I've heard of Veritas. I don't know what it is offhand, but...
Well, it is right there. Vaping affects real internet. So they had to. So there. I mean, it's V.
Yeah.
E.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I got
R.
you.
I. T.
There you go.
A.
S. Thank you very much. So
it's not the first letter of each word, but it is a letter in several of the words.
So why is it, and correct me if I'm wrong, that what is there, 9 people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people. There are 12 people here, and I don't know if maybe one of or two of them are businesses at some point or another. Possibly.
Jeffrey is a video guy. I don't think he owns a vaping business.
Right.
Allison is a consumer advocate person, I think.
That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure.
Kurt is a
consumer, I think.
Christopher Russell is not a business
Definitely
person.
not. Definitely. And I don't know the others. Some of the
neither is Ricardo Pelosa, as far as I know.
So this cannot be, I don't think.
I don't believe this is industry driven, no.
Right. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make sure and play here that I don't think, I wasn't sure of Allison offhand, and Allison, I apologize, but I didn't. What a wonderful job you do. Okay, she does. Okay, Mallory, thank you. So there is a little bit of goofiness going on that they can say, but I don't care. Because if it's right and it can be checked, then I want to know.
Oh yeah, she is. She's part of the Vapor American.
Okay, well I thought so.
Is that right? Yeah, I think so.
Just sometimes you forget, Whatever. Yeah. So I want it done right.
She is Alley Vapes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's part of the Vapor American group.
Yeah.
AVM people. So she's definitely in the business.
Well, Greg's been involved in it for years. He's never had one. So that's why I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I was right.
I need to know everything about her. Just that's the way I was seeing it at the moment. So there's definitely one person, and the others can keep her in line. How want you do that? Let's say that.
Well, I don't know that Kurt Yeo would allow any nonsense. He's pretty
good.
He's pretty.
I don't think Christopher would. I don't think Mr. Pelosi would. I don't know who Patel is, or the others.
Yeah, and he's definitely a consumer advocate from South Africa.
So all of you vape shops, all of you, are able to contribute to anybody that you have. Hey, did you ever smoke? Just ask the fucking question. Oh, well, they're gonna take that survey. I'll give you 50 cents off.
Well, actually, instead of just jibber jabbering about it, let me read the introduction and the objective.
Okay.
There is only limited information about the health effects of regular vaping because any research on health status of people who used to smoke faces the challenge that the previous smoking used caused unknown health effects. Previous smoking caused unknown health effects. Only studies of people who vape but have never smoked cigarettes can enable detection of harms attributed to vaping. Large prospective studies of well-characterized e-cig users with and without a history of tobacco use are warranted to establish the long-term effects of regular vaping on respiratory health. So what they're saying is that most of the studies that have done, if not all the studies that have been done on current vapors who used to smoke. And we all admit that there is a potential that even for long-term vapors that quit smoking a long time ago, there is still potential for horrible damage later on.
That's correct.
So they need to do studies exclusively on people who have never smoked that vape so that any harms can be measured. So it says here the objective is we will conduct a global cross-sectional survey of subjects from 6 world regions, respiratory systems assessed by validated questionnaire, RSES, of never smokers who vape daily will be compared with matched controls with no history of vaping, smoking, or use of any other tobacco products. So they're going to have a control group that doesn't do anything. Then they're going to have the group of people that vape that have never smoked, and they're going to compare the results. So this would be a randomized or a blind control.
Isn't that what we want?
Well, it's
RT,
not the same thing as a randomized control, but it's
RCT,
pretty damn
RTC,
close.
whatever. So
It's
why
not
hasn't
randomized.
anybody done this before? Why hasn't this already come up? Who has never done this? Everybody.
Oh, give me 1 second, Kevin. Here, read the methodology while I. Yeah, I have to go ask my wife.
I got a methodology. This will be a multi-country, everybody. That's all of us. Cross-sectional, internet-based survey of adults. No cheating. No getting in there for fun. Of adults 18 up who satisfy criteria for inclusion in either a group of people who vape and have never smoked, vapor cohort, or a group of people who have never vaped nor smoked. That sounds funny to me, but either way, never ever. Primary endpoint of the study is RSES scores of people in the vapor cohort will be compared with the people in the controls cohort. Additionally, this study will collect data to carefully characterize people who vape and have never smoked in the vapors cohort. Collection will include information of age, initiation of using vape products, reasons to start using, which I think is extremely important, and continuing using vape products, specific types of products used, flavor preference, nicotine levels, frequency and pattern of use, level of weekly consumption, and number of different flavors used monthly, which interests me. Subject recruitment has started April 2023. Hey, April 2023. It's already done. And enrollment is expected to be completed by November, which is right now, people. It's just November. Unless you're in the UK, I don't know. They're ahead of us. The results will be reported in 2024. Conclusion. This will be the first. Can you imagine? I just said this. This will be the first study providing key insight into respiratory health effects associated with using e-cigarettes in people who vape but have never smoked tobacco cigarettes. Now, I'll ask you one more time. Why hasn't nobody's done this? Not one? No, never?
They don't want to do it, Kevin.
They want to
be able to continue to conflate and to inveigle and do all sorts of like deception and all sorts of stuff. And if they actually have something like this that's large enough,
I hope they get 50,000 people. I do.
Uh-huh.
I honestly can't imagine.
Well, I don't know about 50,000 would be more than what they could probably collate, but
right. Let's say 1,000.
I mean, depending on the software they use for the actual work.
Somehow this passed my line of sight. I don't know how I could have missed it. I don't remember you tweeting it. I don't remember discussing it.
It was a long time ago that Jeffrey reached out to me.
I can't remember seeing, hearing, or knowing of it, and I'm like, well, what? So yeah, this is what I want to see from this community. So there you go.
There you go.
I was so happy when I read it.
You see the Trump?
I used to think I still do. Trump. I saw some pretty picture from
Dimitri even retweeted this when it was first out.
I may have, but I don't remember it offhand.
Or when they first started talking about it.
I don't think I did. I don't think I was even in the realm of knowing. I don't at all. Anyway, now everybody knows. There you go. See, all of you, every one of you,
everybody,
all you, all yins.
Yins. Oh, that is
all
definitely
yins.
a damn Yankee thing. Yins.
Troop. I saw. I don't remember what it was. A picture of like dark wood picture, beautiful. I don't remember. It was pretty though. used to vape. Don't you curl your lips at me and look at me in that tone of voice.
I do that to my wife, and she's like, I don't like when you do that. I'm like, why? She's, I can see in your nose.
Stop messing with her.
I can see all over your brain.
Just when you come home, just go to your room. Don't leave her be. Just let her do her thing.
Well, I had to cook dinner for her because she just got home.
That's good.
Yeah, see, I can't stay in my office. I got to go and be a good husband and prepare food for my loving wife.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah. So here's news from Oklahoma, Kevin. Oklahoma, where the wind comes screaming down the plain. Let's see what Naomi here has to say.
First, in our coverage of Project Safe Schools, vaping is a prevalent issue across school districts here in Oklahoma and across the country. A new report from the Food and Drug Administration shows 1 in 4 middle and high school students are vaping every day.
Lie.
Tonight, I'm digging into
the
report.
See, you got
to see the
carte
steps
blanche.
they're taking to curb the problem.
Lie.
It's really pretty shocking.
Shane Booth is the superintendent at Justice Tiowa Public Schools. The small pre-K through 8th district serves hundreds of students in Claremore and has gotten serious about curbing vaping for middle school students.
Usually
for middle school students.
K through 8. K through 8.
Yeah. So there's elementary, then middle school, then junior high, and then high school, right? Is that how we do it?
Kindergarten. Kindergarten.
I didn't go to kindergarten.
What is this guy's name? Neither did my wife. My mother-in-law was like
the first grade.
According to my mother-in-law, she was like the absolute best parent ever, and she never sent her children to kindergarten. I was like, what? So whatever this guy's name is, as he looks like he's fucking praying, he's praying because these children have outsmarted him, and he's sad.
No, he's got his eyes closed. He's like, please, Lord, don't let Patrick and Kevin make fun of me on their show this weekend.
Yeah, that's what he's worried about. That's right. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
I'm one of those person, the 1 in 10.
Usually we can see if somebody's wanting to go to a bathroom a bunch or wanting to do things that are kind of out of the normal.
They've seen less offenders this year.
Oh, see, did you notice there? He said the same thing that I said. Pay attention to the people that are going to the bathroom all the time.
Go to a bathroom a bunch or wanting to do things that are kind of out of the normal.
They've seen less.
I want to do things that are out of the normal. What would be normal for high school kids or middle school kids to want to do out of school or during school that would be like red flag, Kev, other than constantly going pee. And if they are constantly going to pee, and I was a teacher, I would be like, hey, maybe you need to talk to your parents about taking you to the hospital or to the doctor because you might have diabetes if you're peeing that frequently.
Right. Is there a medical problem we should be aware of? Should we send you to the nurse?
Right.
Right.
Well, the nurse is not going to be able to diagnose that thing. You got to go to the doctor.
Well, no, but the nurse can call the damn parent and go, hey, Jimmy's got a problem.
Your kid's peeing twice every class.
Every 7 minutes, he's got to pee. I don't know if he's got something in his pocket or if he's got to pee. I don't know. You're the parent. Come on down. I'll hold him.
Maybe you should take him to the doctor.
Hurry. The pave ladies are coming. You got to get here before they do.
Oh, Kevin, there's a new group.
I saw it. It's bullshit. Keep going.
There's a new group.
Offenders this year.
This year has been a really good year. We haven't had a whole lot of issues at all.
In part because of the new sensors they installed in the bathrooms this summer.
The best course of action was to put in sensors that basically, if it detects that someone's vaping in the bathroom, it just sends an alert to the principal.
The sensors also activate the hallway cameras, so administrators know who's responsible.
This was kind of
so.
I've got my eye on you little shit.
So the vape sensors are connected to cameras.
Yeah.
Now the cameras, they said, are in the hallway, not in the bathroom.
They're independent
Yet.
but they are directed connectly.
But
Correctly.
so if there's 5 people in the bathroom, Kev, 5.
Yeah.
And one of them is vaping, and the other 4 are pooping.
Well, it's got to be all.
And
of them.
all 4 of them come out at about the same time.
Well, there you go.
How are you going to tell which one of them is the one? And are you
The
going
one
to
that-
are you going to
the one that
are you gonna
looks at
call
the
them
camera
into the
first?
office and make them drop a dime
Nope.
on their roommates? Or
Well, that
not
too.
roommates,
Well, there is peer
classmates?
pressure, obviously. Parents and adults can persuade children to be peer pressurized.
and then make them a pariah in the school because you dropped a dime on little Jimmy.
I say the first kid walking out that actually eyeballs the camera is the guilty one, but that's just me. That's the guy I'd bring in.
But I'm always paranoid and look at the cameras all the time, Kevin.
I'm always looking for cameras anyway. I always have.
I
want to know if somebody's able to see me scratch my butt. I don't like that.
Well, I
just
wouldn't
turn
like
around so
seeing
you
you
don't
scratch
notice.
your butt either. I'm just saying.
Just hit play.
Way to be able to put some safety measures in.
The 2023 National Youth Tobacco Survey shows both good and bad news where it comes to vaping in schools across the country. Overall, high schoolers are using fewer tobacco products from nearly 7.
So you see that?
Didn't she
almost a 4% drop, Kevin? 4% in 1 year.
She said 1 in 4 at the beginning? Yes,
she did.
She said, okay. That I just want to be clear that you lied at the beginning.
1 in
You're
4
still-
would be 25%, Kevin.
Right.
1 in 5 would be 20%.
Okay.
So,
because I don't do math.
If it was 16.5%, then that would be even less than 1 in 5.
Yeah, that's 20.
Right?
I get that much. Yeah.
Yeah. So 1 in 5 is
20.
20. So
You gotta
it
talk
was
to me like I'm
nowhere
sick.
near. It was nowhere near 1 in 4.
So how could she lead the whole story with a lie? I don't understand. I don't understand the manipulation. How is that possible, Patrick? You're the smart one here.
No. I am not TV broadcaster smart.
Oh,
that takes that's a whole new level of stupid that I have not achieved yet.
And we're not underage kids outsmarting the adults smart either, obviously. So we're done.
I have actually always been, outsmart adult smart, but
I did get caught once.
That's not necessarily intelligence. That's a sneaky. That's a measure of how sneaky you are.
And the funny thing is, I was already 18, but how I got caught smoking in the bathroom was the in-school suspension teacher came in. He did other things. He wasn't just that guy. But
where did he come in, Kevin?
He came into the bathroom and
okay.
Here's what he saw.
I thought he was coming in something else, and that's not appropriate.
I threw it in the toilet and I said, "All right, I'll just follow you." And he said, "Yes, you will." I said, "All right." I got a Saturday.
The teacher would have asked me to bum one when I was. Can I borrow one of those?
I think he would have, but he was pretty cool guy. He really was. He literally busted. He fucking busted me. Period. So I got caught. It's all right.
That's a shame, Kev. That the teacher outsmarted you when you were a kid. I mean, that's just
one time.
You've lost my respect there, young man.
I just wasn't using the smoking area. That's the only thing that I did wrong. We could smoke. I was just between classes. I wasn't going out. It was cold. Anyway.
All right.
If you must finish this,
let's keep going here. Let's see.
15% last year to about 13% this year. That's in large part thanks to a 4% decline in vaping among high schoolers. But it's a different story for middle schools across the country. The survey shows a 2% increase in tobacco use.
You can't.
No, but they don't tell you what the percentage was before.
Right. No.
So if it was like a 1%. And now it's 3%.
You don't want critical thinking.
That's still not good. Don't get me wrong. But we only want baseline for this number, but we don't want baseline for this number because this is the one that we're going to use as a weapon.
It's all in the wording and the numbers.
That's like saying, there was I knew one person that vaped in 2010, and by 2011 I knew 3 people. That's a 300% increase, Kevin.
Now everybody's vaping. That's what I say. Everybody.
Classify or categorize who's going to do it or who's not.
About 800,000 middle schoolers across the.
Now, did he just make some sort of statement about profiling?
I don't know what he said.
Go back here. It sounds like he was profiling here.
Increase in tobacco use.
You can't classify or categorize who's going to do it or who's not.
About 800,000.
Oh no, he was saying you can't profile them. Okay.
Middle schoolers across the U.S. are using tobacco products.
It's just kind of sad because it basically takes control of them.
And the state is.
It takes control, Kevin.
Yeah, does it? Well, how do they get away with it?
It's like a monkey. It's like a monkey on their back.
They're all laying in the fucking streets. I don't understand how you can't find these little shits.
Is tackling the issue, becoming one of the first in the nation to launch a vape.
Now, who's advertising the kids now?
I don't know. I keep asking that. Nobody cares.
Look at these 4 12-year-old kids. I mean, as far as I know, they could be 21, but they look like they're 12 to me. But
well, when I shave, I look like I'm 21.
Well, no, you don't. No, you don't. No.
Well,
For product registry, it requires manufacturers to report the vapor products they sell or plan to sell here in Oklahoma. For educators like Shane, it's all about making sure students can thrive.
We have a.
Now, I want you to give me a list of everything that you sell.
Show me your papers. Hello.
Gestapo. Show me your papers.
I would like to see your papers, please. Thank you.
Now I just got this image of like a Nazi, on a train knocking on doors, or KGB. KGB people. Show me your papers.
Far from it.
Desire to help kids and see this young people, grow as they grow into adults and be able to go out and
now.
Wait, make your own decisions.
Sounds a little creepy to me. Listen to this again.
All about making sure students can thrive.
We have a deep desire to help kids.
We have a deep desire to help kids.
Children. You must allow them to bloom.
See this young people, grow as they grow.
To see young people. He sounds kind of creepy to me. I'm just saying, the tone of voice that he's using, Kevin, sounds kind of creepy.
Going to adults and be able to go out and be a contributor to our society.
We do have a link to the full survey on our website at kj.com.
Patrick, is he saying people who vape are not contributing to society?
Apparently, that's what he's saying.
That's what I was. I don't know. Maybe
I'm going to judge people for
the subtlety of the stupidity is so subtle that people with no brains never hear it.
Are you telling me that the subtlety is subtle, Kevin?
And if my brain is so small that I can hear it, then I'm sure everybody listening heard it. Everybody heard it.
Well, everybody in the chat room is way smarter than you anyway.
Isn't that like a litmus test? I'm the dumbest one, and then everybody else is smarter than me, and everybody should know. I'm just pointing out how smart I think I am.
You might be smarter than a third grader. So you sent this tweet for some reason, Kevin. What is this tweet about?
It was the Brookline thing. Oh, it was Jared. I thought it was Michael. This was so freaking funny. Go up for content. So picture it, adults having to ask Ed to get your cigarettes because you can't smoke anymore because you're not old enough. It's 62. And then Jared, I apologize, Mike, it wasn't you. I swear. So why wouldn't the shop sell you tobacco? Well, the guy said I didn't look old enough and I didn't have any ID on me. This is you and me out in Brookline with Ed. You know.
Again, that would require that I go to Massachusetts, Kevin.
Well, that's true. That's true. So I think this one wins the internet. I don't necessarily say it's the Vape Cat's tweet of the week. I just think it's fucking hilarious.
I mean, it is funny. I
wish I'd have thought of it. Aha!
Aha! Aha! Okay, well, there later on. Let's see. What does this one say? This is another tweet that you sent, not in the tweet of the week row.
That one was cute, though.
This one has the big-eared guy from England.
Yeah.
On
what
it.
Is it?
King Chuck.
They're kind of doing the same thing, only different. It's silly.
So this says, my government will introduce legislation to create a smoke-free generation by restricting the sale of tobacco so that children currently age 14 or younger can never be sold cigarettes.
Well,
now I don't know how the government in the UK works. Now, I always was under the assumption that the royal family really had no power at all.
They can suggest, I thought.
Well, but I mean, if I was a citizen in the UK, I would think that I could go to my MP.
Yeah.
And suggest. I mean, it's the same thing that we do here. If we go and have a meeting with Ted Cruz, I can suggest. That doesn't mean Ted Cruz is going to do anything about what I suggest.
No.
But he is my senator.
So they're doing the same thing Brookline's doing, is what they plan to do.
Yeah, they're. I mean,
as of now,
this is not America. The UK, they can do whatever they want because they don't have a constitution.
Why wouldn't they just ban it all together, Patrick? I don't know.
They have a Magna Carta, I think, is what they have. We don't. And they may have some sort of other document now, but they are not known as the home of the free and the land of the brave.
Well, no.
So
they do like taxes. I know that.
I do know that the burden of evidence for criminals for being, tried for a crime is different over there. Over there, you have to prove that you're innocent. You're guilty until proven innocent.
Well, that's convenient.
So I mean, they can do whatever the hell they want over there because they don't have our constitution.
Yeah, well, that's why they're there.
They can stay over there too.
I'm an honorary Brit. Be careful how you speak.
I'm not. My grandparents are both from Ireland, Kevin. So we already have a Northern Ireland. We already have a specific opinion. Okay,
we're the same, only different. That's all it is.
So I'm going to show one of my tweets just because it has a link to a thing that I want to talk about.
Fine.
This is in no way or shape or form saying that my tweets are awesome. But my tweets are awesome.
Opinions may vary.
So I tweeted, "Oh no, the World Health Organization's FCTC meeting on reducing illicit cigarette trade, scheduled to be held in the beautiful country of Panama, has been postponed because the strategy that they've been using has only increased the sale of illicit deadly cigarettes."
Can you imagine that?
Yeah. Huh. So here is the official announcement from the COP people. It says COP10 and MOP3 have been postponed until 2024. What I really think it is that the reason they canceled this is because there was a whole bunch of people scheduled to go to COP10 that were not invited. A bunch of our friends were going to go, and I don't know what's going to happen now. Well, and it could be also This week, it was reported that in Panama, an American expatriate also shot up a bunch of people that were blocking the road.
Alleged. It's alleged. Yeah.
Well, they have picture of him. They have an actual
saw
photograph of him with the shell ejecting out of the ejector.
I saw the pictures. I'm questioning the American part because I saw a link that said that he may not be an American. I don't know.
The one that I read said that he was an American dual citizen that had his name and stuff on there.
As did I.
So, and he looks quite American. I mean, he
looks
doesn't
pissed.
But
he's like, I ain't taking this from you fuckers.
Apparently, he got tired of having to wait for them people to get the hell out of his way, and it has something to do. The one story that I read was that they were blocking traffic into or near an environmentally damaging sort of thing, and they were blocking the street. And apparently, he had to go poop, and they wouldn't. He couldn't get home, and I'm making that part up, but if I did have a really urgent need to get home and they were blocking traffic, I might get upset too.
My buddy drives a truck when that was going on here around the country.
Yeah.
I called him and he said, I will mow them motherfuckers over. He said, I am not stopping my truck.
Now I am not going to go and get the video right now, but I did see a lot of, there are not just one, there are a lot of videos on YouTube of German protesters blocking the street and German truck drivers getting out of the cab of their truck and dragging them off of the street and moving in a very ungentle way.
Yes. Well, you're impeding traffic, period.
And
you can protest.
I did see some rough handling of protesters who, once they were dragged to the end of the street, who tried to get up and get back on the street. Because, you can protest. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about protest.
Me too.
Your protest should be protesting the people that you want to protest, not pissing off people that have nothing to do with the thing that you're protesting.
And maybe on your side and you're pissing them off. That's the bad thing.
Like if I have to sit in traffic because, a bunch of Second Amendment guys are blocking the traffic, I'm going to be upset. Because normally when I'm in my car going somewhere, I have somewhere to be.
You're restricting my freedom of movement, and that pisses me off.
So even if you're if a bunch of vape dumbasses got in the road in front of me and tried to block traffic, I'd probably run over their asses because I got somewhere to be.
Janice asked me when we went to Milwaukee for You Don't Know Nicotine. It had been happening in that town. And I said, just be prepared. If we see that, I'm not stopping for any reason.
I was fearful for my life. I didn't realize that hitting 10 people with my car.
I could have shot them or I would run them down. I don't care which. I don't care about your protest. I've attended one in DC myself, honestly, believe it or not. And I have full faith in most people who can do peaceful assembly the way it's worded. But when you're impeding the rights and freedoms of others by doing so, you're on my goddamn nerves. Cut it out.
Well, I mean, there was one where the protesters actually halted traffic and held up an ambulance.
Right, exactly. And it could be my mother in that ambulance. It could be yours. So stop it.
My mom, they're gonna be eating hot lead. Anyway, let's read this story here. The 10th session of the Conference of the Parties, COP10, to the WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control, the WHO FCTC, and the 3rd session of the Meeting of the Parties to the Protocol to Eliminate Illicit Trade in Tobacco Products has been postponed to 2024. So it says here, following communication received from Panama, the host country of the 10th session of the Conference of the Parties, to the WHO FCTC, and the 3rd session. Why do they have to repeat the same sentence over? Is what
because they want to feel important.
It is no longer possible to conduct COP10 and MOP3 in November of 23 as scheduled. The sessions are expected to be held in Panama as early as possible in 2024 at the dates to be confirmed. Postponement of COP10 and MOP3 is due to the current security situation in Panama, where white guys are shooting dumbass protesters on the street.
That's right.
Well, this did get announced like the next day or 2 days after that incident.
Right.
The convention secretariat will communicate further details in relation to the COP10 and MOP3 as soon as possible.
Please, Patrick, humor me when you're done.
Okay, I'm done. I'm stopping.
Hit back to your tweet and then just drop down to mine. And you can read it. I won't say a word.
To your reply to my tweet.
Yes, sir. I think it's the one that I want you to have. Yeah.
Yeah, so you retweeted yourself under me. Oh, wait. Or, oh, so wait. The bravest and boldest protectors of all things tobacco don't suddenly comprehend reasonable measures and practice of harm reduction for FCTC. Blanco Marquizo and their cult as a thing. And she's the head of the Secretariat of the Framework Convention Tobacco Control.
So they do understand that they may be in harm's way. So they're not going to go to Panama. I had to do that. And then they're gonna
and my friend Yu Yang Danny Wang also retweeted the
because I didn't think they understood harm reduction, but it's clear to me that they do, obviously, because had they put themselves in harm's way,
when it has something to do with them, they're reducing the harm to them.
Well, see now there you go. That's what it is. Because they are protecting us from tobacco and evil, and
they're protecting themselves from people protesting them.
Huh. Well, that's part of what I believe as well. So,
yeah,
conjecture.
I think they caught wind that a bunch of us. Well, I was at one point was planning on going.
Yeah,
and then I blew my knee out and had to take 3 months off of work. So there's no extra money in the kitty.
In fact, I think there's quite a few people that spent some money to get to do. Yeah, I think so. So, and I don't want them in harm's way either.
It would have been fun. No, I've been to Panama, Kevin.
Yeah,
I've been to Nicaragua and Honduras.
Yeah,
there are always travel advisories to a lot of these countries.
Right.
That say don't go there, and I've had amazing times in every one of those places. So
Dad was a little bit nervous in Chile once, but he walked out, saw people shooting people, and walked back in the hotel.
That sounds like Texas any day of the week.
Well, yeah. He said, "Oh no, not me. I'm not sightseeing."
So since I'm not going to cover this one. You already showed the tweet with the King of England on it. I had a story for him. So now we talked about over the past 2 weeks that our very good friend C. Doug Clifford Douglas has been chosen to head Tobacco Free World.
Yep.
Another good friend that doesn't know us at all, who may have responded to a tweet or two or something. His name is Ethan Nadelmann, who is an amazing harm reduction person. He travels the world. He gives speeches. He's written books on harm reduction, not just tobacco harm reduction.
Mr. Nadelmann, please come see us.
I would love to have Ethan on the show, but again, I think he probably would be too big for us.
Yeah, probably more than likely.
We could probably produce the best hour of harm reduction ever. For our 272 followers,
Yeah, it'd be a just stiff competition on a couple, but I agree.
Immediately when they announced that Clifford Douglas was going to be the head of Smoke Free World, you and I we called it early. We said, there's going to be some backlash on this one.
They're going to turn on him.
And we did. We got a memo or an email, whatever.
Release the Kraken.
Tobacco control people saying don't work with C. Doug no more.
We no longer trust him. He's the bad people.
He went over to the others. I mean, they didn't even hide that shit. They just said,
Nope.
as a group, we need to make sure that we attack this man because we don't like who he works for now.
Places everyone.
And that's going to diminish every awesome thing that he ever did in tobacco control. Prior to this, it's now fruit of the poison tree. And
so it should all be deleted.
He's untrustworthy. We can't do that.
There
we
you
can't
go.
deal with this guy anymore.
He stepped into the Dr. Glover type shoe.
Yes. So he says in his tweet, watch this 7 minutes. Cliff Douglas, new head of Smoke Free Foundation, on plans, the future of PMI's severance payment, and absence of conflicts of interest going forward. This is big. So let me.
It is
on this. I'm gonna open. Can I? What? Really? No. I don't know what this is gonna do.
Do it again. There you go.
I want to open it over here. I gotta share this tab instead now. So let's listen to some of this, Kev.
So good morning, folks, to everyone. It's good to be here again. I want to start by thanking FDLI for inviting me to contribute to this really excellent program again, and for graciously also offering me an opportunity to begin this session by spending perhaps 5 minutes sharing some thoughts about my new role with what is currently still called the Foundation for a Smoke-Free World. I've worked.
So he's already laying the groundwork that they may change the name of the organization from Foundation for a Smoke-Free World to something else, which I don't know. I kind of like Foundation for a Smoke-Free World's name, but anyway, let's keep going.
With many of you over the years on major public health and regulatory issues related to tobacco and nicotine, and look forward to continuing our partnerships and collaborations to accelerate the end of smoking, which, as everyone well knows, remains the leading preventable cause of death in the US and also globally. So on a personal note, from the very start, this cause has mattered a great deal to me and my family.
So I've listened to this part of this already. This is a good story where he lays down the reason why he's so adamant about people not smoking. It's a good story. So I'm not gonna speed through this part.
Dad was a state representative. I was raised in Chicago, so he served in the Illinois legislature when I was growing up. And in the early 1970s, he had the foresight to introduce the state's first ever bill to eliminate smoking in public places. He was so far ahead of his time, it took only 19 years for some version of that bill to pass. But they thought he was, at the time, crazy. And one day, a fellow legislator expressed his displeasure by bouncing a lit cigar butt off the back of my dad's head.
So if this was you and you were a politician of some sort and you introduced a bill that somebody didn't like and they bounced a cigar off the back of your head, there would be some fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs is exactly what I was thinking.
There would be a throwing of hands, Kevin.
Why you dirty rat?
I wouldn't necessarily go to the throwing hot lead, but I would definitely throw some fists.
It's probably amazing it didn't happen. I didn't know the story, though. I didn't even know the guy was a legislator, his father. So I'm pretty owl.
Did you see Andrew?
No, I see the chat's working again. Okay. We must not be entertaining them enough.
Yeah, James was he said dream on, Kevin. I don't know if that's back when you said that you look young when you shave. That's probably that's been there for a while.
I keep this to hide the ugly.
But in fact, my dad wasn't crazy, and he was just ahead of his time. And along with my mother, whom I also want to honor, who was a so.
You know, he's a good boy when he wants to thank his mom and dad. You know?
Yeah. social worker and political activist who collaborated, among other things, with the Reverend Jesse Jackson on social justice issues. They both served as wonderful models for their eldest kid. Her attorney and researcher devoted to the cause of tobacco control. 2 weeks ago today, I moved to a new role that gives me a greater platform to be a voice in accelerating the end of this epidemic. And I'm very pleased to have.
He's referring to smoking as the epidemic, by the way, not.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Been named the new president and CEO of the Foundation for a Smoke-Free World, whose name and brand will be changed in the coming months to reflect our increasing, enhanced, and I think excellent public health focus. So in that regard, please stay tuned.
So he, in the preliminary, when he was introducing himself, he alluded to the fact that Foundation for a Smoke-Free World would be rebranding and changing their name.
Mm-hmm.
So, don't change that dial, but, it isn't happening yet.
We're going to continue funding carefully targeted, innovative research, and importantly, engage in increasingly robust educational and communications efforts dedicated to improving the understanding of millions of people to help them live healthier and longer lives. I also want everyone to be aware of some basic important facts about my role and this evolving organization. So let me begin by emphasizing.
So now this is where he bends the knee a little bit, Kevin.
Yeah, I know.
He's going to bend the knee a little bit right here.
As clearly and unambiguously as I can. The foundation has now completely ended its relationship with Philip Morris International, or PMI, after receiving what I characterize as a final severance payment. Many of you know me, and you won't be surprised that I worked hard over many months to effectuate this unprecedented change, without which I would not have considered accepting this role. And I want to honor the members of the organization's board of directors, whom I hope you will get to know, all of whom are entirely independent, for having the commitment and the vision to work with me in making this happen. So I'm delighted to move forward with this life-saving work while seeking new non-tobacco partnerships to pursue our shared public health mission. We're at an inflection point now where we have a new chance to strengthen our relationships and engage with a wide variety of organizations to save lives through the promotion of a menu of strategies, scientific.
Now, this is the same people that just sent out the memo last week or 2 weeks ago saying, don't work with CDUG anymore. He says that, we're doing all this so that we can rehabilitate the brand, but we're not going to take big, massive amounts of money that we could use for good things, because we don't want people to say that we work for big tobacco.
Scientific policy to end smoking, including traditional tobacco control policy and cessation interventions that I've worked on from my first day in this career 35 years ago, when I led the coordination of the national campaign to remove smoking from airplanes. I've been around here that long, it's true. And also to focus on science-based harm minimization approaches. We agree with Brian King and the FDA that the continuum of risk across different tobacco and nicotine products is both.
The continuum of risk, Kevin, we've been hearing that for like 8 years now.
Mm. Yeah.
I mean, King Gottlieb, he was a big fan of using that phrase. And the off-ramp and on-ramp, you remember all that different,
Dickhead used it too. Yeah.
Descriptive stuff that he would always use.
When I say dickhead, I mean actually.
Yeah.
Real and critical to public understanding and hoped for behavior change. And we're going to seek to share this information with the public and clinical communities, with a great deal of invited input from my public health community which I still am very much a part of, at the same time that we address the additional priority of protecting youth. As always, we're going to continue to make good decisions about funding capable and experienced researchers, and I have no doubt that we can do a great deal of meaningful and impactful work with more than $100 million dedicated to these public health objectives, and particularly with a focus on the social justice needs of disadvantaged populations with the highest rates of smoking and risk of illness and early death. We're not going to back down or shy away from tough decisions or meaningful work that's going to advance this cause. And I'm going to be standing with the many people and organizations present here and tuning in virtually who are devoted to this cause of accelerating the end of the tobacco epidemic. So I look forward to linking arms and winning this war. And by the way, in case anyone is wondering, although I'd be surprised if you are, I'm 65 years old. And I just figured rather than get on Medicare and retire, I'd do this.
Kevin, why haven't you gotten on Medicare and retired yet, man?
I can't see you right this minute. Stop being an ass. I'm looking for something. That's pretty funny, really.
Yeah.
So because I can't find it.
I mean that... What can't you find?
Well, every time we bring up
why can't
Cliff, why can't I find it? I'm not looking for it correctly.
What are you looking for that you can't find?
I'm looking for Cliff's. Let me see if I can find it a different way.
Like his manifesto, his open letter?
No.
What?
Nothing of the kind.
When he said that he wouldn't come on my show because you're too small?
No.
Oh.
You joined the class. I had the wording wrong. Hang on.
I'm hanging on.
Fuck. I can't do it fast enough. I'm old. I can't do it quicker. Calm down.
I'm waiting.
It's coming. I wanted to share the Victor share screen. We haven't done that in quite some time.
As long as there's no video or anything moving on it, it's fine.
There's
But
no
as soon
video.
As soon as you try to share something that's got video or moving, that's when you robot.
There's no video. I want
Since
to.
We had all the dangle clacks earlier when I had to move over to this computer.
Yeah.
We don't need any more of that.
Share screen. It doesn't say Victor share screen, but I know that's what I'm going to do. It doesn't say. What the hell? If it says share screen. Here it comes. Okay. There we go. I didn't pre-rub it. Damn it. See, I want to give anybody viewing, which I'm scared they're not because they're not yakking tonight like they usually do.
I think you pissed him off.
Yeah,
it can't possibly have been me that pissed him off. It has to be you.
It had to have been me. Zoom. All right, now this is from 2018. I want to make very clear this was from 2018.
2018.
Make sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Make sure you can see it. So,
well, it would be easier to read if it wasn't like all black and it was reversed.
But, stop your whining. I was on the subject of lowering nicotine in cigarettes. That's the premise part. Doug Cliff. He said absolutely everything. At the time, the NCI director, now is different, said it's good news for treating cancer and preventing cancer. Gottlieb said, lower nicotine in the same product. And then, Matt said to use products that won't kill them. And then I got Rob and I got me. And then suddenly, because I tagged him, he said, you joined the club. Now, without going into great detail, suddenly technically, he just joined the club because he's gotten blackballed, and I feel bad because and that was my point, is that clearly I can take that pissed me off the day I saw it. I was pissed, and there was some response from me, never from him. Since then, I've grown up. We'll just say I've grown up.
I don't know about that either.
Raj! And I see what his purpose is, but he didn't see what my purpose was. So that's the part where I go, well, sometimes I wonder about him, but I think this is a great video that he did, or discussion that he was having, whatever. Presentation, I guess is the actual word.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not against the guy, period, either way. I think his heart is in the right place. I didn't know his dad was a senator or a lawmaker or whatever.
Some sort of
I didn't know his mom worked with Dr. King or Jackson or whoever he said.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of glad to have him on our side. And he may not necessarily be on our side specifically, but I think harm reduction is the side that he's on.
Mm-hmm.
He understands it like Dr. Glover did. So in his role, he has all the phone numbers and the emails and the contacts. Now
it wouldn't hurt
continue to answer. That's all.
To have him partially on our side. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. So my response to his joining the club thing, I don't recall offhand. There were others as well. But I rarely forget. I hope you're well, actually, is one of the first ones I can see. And it was don't know nicotine was the trailer for. I didn't become a smart ass, and that may surprise a few of you, but I hope I didn't alienate him. I just thought, well, I'm going to let him say that. I never expected him to go to Smoke Free World and do the statement that he did a couple years ago. That's been 2-3 years now.
Yep.
I was glad. I welcomed it. So I guess my point of babbling like I am is we can all change. We can all see things that we didn't before if you let yourself think for a second and go, well, damn, I was wrong. Or, well, damn it, I was right. Whichever, So there you go. Thanks for coming to my Kevin talk. C Doug.
That's his unfortunate moniker, right?
You become one of them.
One of us.
I think his skin is tough enough to take it, but
yeah.
The sad part is they're going to shut the door and they're never going to open it back up. That's the part that I know is going to happen for some of them.
So you sent you sent a tweet of Flo Floxen's thing. So here, I'll put it up here.
Okay.
It says, are e-cigarettes associated with less quitting smoking among adolescents using them in a quit attempt? Reanalysis reveals changes to findings. And this is from Flo, who we've amplified in the past. He is an employee of Piney Associates who does research for Juul and other companies.
Yeah.
And so what is this about, Kevin?
Well, it's not so much what it's about as what the response was, and I don't think you can see it now. Mr. Glantz, who is not a doctor, scientist.
He's a rocket scientist, Kevin.
Scientists even are confused about science. Had a response to this that Juka, and I thought I gave you the tweet, maybe I didn't. He responded to this basically saying that you guys should retract me. That's what you should do because it's wrong. So I thought it was funny. And I must have failed to give you the tweet because
I got a link. I got a link for the thingy, but
I don't know.
Here, while you're doing that, I'll
to confuse the public about science, to confuse scientists about science. What about that?
So let me
And
see.
I'll throw in this one as well.
Hey, Kamala, heels in the air, Harris. What do you think, you were a tough girl getting off with your fucking Timbs yesterday, looking like a boss?
For no reason whatsoever, I
That's right.
Yeah, just slap that one on the screen too.
I know it's here somewhere.
Why you gotta be?
There's a screenshot.
Why you gotta be so confused?
I don't know. I swore I sent you the.
Don't be swearing, Kevin. It's bad for you.
Damn it. I can't find it, but he's just babbling. And I thought, well, he must have retracted himself. Is that what he did? Hold on.
I see, Doug. Where's my... what? No, you just said ready to giggle.
What? I did?
Yep. That's what you sent in the Twitter, and then you said a link to this peer pub.
Oh, maybe this is the one.
I
can't find it.
And then right below that, I sent you a screenshot that said British American Tobacco is following me on Twitter now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Said,
okay,
what?
Ready to giggle. Ready to giggle.
Yep.
Which one's that?
Now, what? That's the peer pub. That's
okay,
the
that was the
that
glance one. Okay, yeah, that's the glance one.
You didn't send me no tweet.
I can't find it. Juka had it. Or somebody had it. I don't know. Juka posted it.
Yeah. Oh, you'll love this story, Kevin.
All right, I'm ready.
This one you will. I just know that you will love this one.
Yes, Mallory.
I'm gonna make sure that it's already rubbed. All right. This is one that you know Mallory might actually even like this one.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Just
he's calling her out. Just calling her out. Just
dang it. What was that? No, I just said that she really liked this one. I did. I'm not calling her out, but it says here, this is from the UK Daily Mail.
Yeah.
Doctors use breast implants to save Missouri man, 34, who needed a double lung transplant when killer vaping habit caused his organs to shut down. It says here, Davy Bauer, 34, went into lung failure after vaping for 10 years. Doctors inserted a pair of breast implants while he awaited the amazing things that we can do with medicine. We can put in fake boobs to replace lungs to save a man's life.
What do you think he needs boobs?
Here, a Missouri man
let's do that.
who went into lung failure after vaping for 10 years has survived. He has survived. Davy Bauer, 34, switched from smoking to vaping in 2014 because he thought it was the healthier alternative, but later found it more addicting than cigarettes. His lungs gave out in April, which doctors blamed on his cartridge-a-day habit after he caught the flu and an antibiotic-resistant additional lung infection. So
why does he even mention breast implants?
He got an infection, which really didn't help him much, Kevin. But huh?
What?
Well, I'm going to read it and explain to you why the breast implants saved his life. Mr. Bauer's lungs were so severely damaged that doctors in St. Louis determined his best hope was a double lung transplant. He was transferred to Northwestern Memorial Hospital in Chicago, where he soon suffered a cardiac arrest due to the infection. Dr. Bauer's surgeon, Dr. Anik Barat, director of Canning Thoracic Institute of Northwestern, said that by that point, his patient didn't have time for a transplant. Because he had an infection, they would not give him new lungs because he still had an infection in his body. So as a last-ditch effort, the team removed Mr. Bauer's lungs and outfitted him with a temporary pair of double D breast implants to keep his heart in place. He's a
Patrick,
pretty skinny fellow there, because I would need more than double D's to keep my heart in place.
did they put him in backwards so his heart stays where? Good. I've got a couple other questions if you're ready to entertain them.
Well, I mean, breast implants don't have a one like this side up arrow on them, Kevin. They're fluid field bags.
If you point the outies
spherical,
right? If you point the outies inward, then maybe they would hold the. I didn't think the heart needed.
There is no out or in, Kevin. They're amorphous globule. The only thing that holds their shape. Yeah, that's on the outside. The nipples.
That's what
are
I
not
mean.
on the implant.
Mallory understands me. So the other part is, don't they bitch and moan and complain and gripe and just bullshit everybody into going, well, before you have surgery, you got to be nicotine free. So how did they get this guy with an infection into the surgery? I don't understand. I think the timeline's all fucked up. I don't know. In the backwards,
well, they can operate on him if he has an infection, but they're not going to give him. They're not going to give him new lungs while he has an infection. So they can take out the lungs, which is the source of the infection, put him on a heart pump,
to
oxygenate his blood.
Yeah.
Put the boob implants into his chest cavity to keep his heart in place.
It makes no sense. All right. Well,
sort of wrap him with tape until the infection clears.
Yeah.
And then unwrap him, and because more than likely they probably didn't even close this. They probably just stuffed it, packed it, and pushed it, closed with tape.
Well,
and they probably didn't suture him up.
Should I just think, because my father had and my grandmother had and friends have had open heart surgeries. Am I wrong in assuming that they all had breast implants to keep their heart back in place once they were done? I'm confused.
No,
is this normal?
They took his lungs out of his body.
Yeah,
and then he
How
didn't
could he
have
breathe?
any lungs in his body.
That's what I'm
because
thinking.
they put him on a pump. To oxygenate his blood. I just explained that to you. I just said that.
Just fucking. I'm thinking is my dad had breasts.
but they literally could have stuffed anything in there to hold his heart into place. It didn't have to be double D breast implants.
Gotcha. Oh, there. See? So it made no sense to start with that on the title to me. It just made it a sensational.
Right. But they used these surgical implants that are sterile,
approved
to put in there
for other things
to take up the space of his lungs after they took them out.
So he wasn't really having a breast implant done.
No, but the headline sells the story.
There you go. That's where
it's going to make people stop.
That's okay.
It's going to get shares on Twitter because it says that they saved his life using double D implants, and people are going to go, "Oh, I need to read this.
Maybe I should get one."
So anyway, it says here, someone who is actively dying and was so sick, like David, generally will have no option of transplant, and they generally just die. Dr. Bratt told CNN, "We had to come up with a strategy to do something that we've never done before, other than using, cotton and other things." They have packed this. They have packed people before. So, yeah. He's just like, let's use some breast implants instead of all the other packing material that we would have normally used. This is because while they waited for the infection to clear, a pair of donor lungs to come in, Dr. Barat's team had to figure out how to keep blood flowing. The heart and lungs work together as a circulatory system, which is made up of the heart and blood vessels, brings blood to the blah, 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 blah. So this is not the first time I've seen somebody without any lungs still alive. They're making this out like it's some sort of new thing.
Right.
and it's not.
Yeah. And Mallory
It's
said
not a
this is
first
when-
of its kind situation where this guy. What? That's been rewritten 30 different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it sells.
Yeah. So you remember
traffic?
Well, yeah, because you see people say, well, boobs do save people's lives, Kevin.
That's right. Save the tatas. That's me. That's what I think. That's all I got.
Boobs are very, very magical.
One of
My
us is
opinion.
bottom.
But here, you remember a while back we told a story about you.
Me? What?
You're botting.
Oh,
Yes,
good.
it's not
All
me.
right.
Definitely not me. All right. So you remember a while back we told a story of a Florida town banning smoking outdoor or vaping and smoking outdoors.
Yeah, in a park somewhere, and then they had the cigarette
Yeah,
pack.
yeah.
Yeah.
But smoking was still legal.
Cigar. Yeah, smoke. Yeah.
Remember that? Okay. Just want to make sure you remember that. That was a while ago, maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. But here, let's look at this.
What happened?
Another local community putting cigarettes, including parks and recreation centers. Now, the idea was first suggested by a youth-led advocacy group.
It was obviously something this stupid had to be led by a youth group. Outdoors, folks.
With undeveloped brains, of course.
All that air. And this is Florida, so the air's not all that clean to begin with. But yeah.
Called Polk Students Against Tobacco, urging commissioners for the ban. Then lawmakers agrees to let municipalities make up minds on the issue. Well, the new ordinance takes effect as soon as the county files its decision with the Secretary of State's office, and Polk County vaping could be asked to leave. And another local.
They're going to ask you to leave, Kevin.
Hey, you person who vapes, get the fuck out of here. Oh, you're smoking. That's fine. You relax. Calm down. Light another one.
Well, no, this one is smoking and vaping outdoors. The other one we talked about was specifically vaping, but you could still smoke. Filterless cigarettes, remember? Because it was in an effort to reduce the litter of filtered cigarettes. You could still smoke unfiltered cigarettes. Remember that?
That's right. Ash in the USA wants to ban filters because they're not safe. Cigarettes are fine, but you got to get rid of them. And believe me, I have the tweet. So there you go.
All right.
Just want to be clear.
Now, Kevin.
See, I can tell when you change your tone.
It's that time again, Kevin.
Is it? Oh.
So
Here
you
we
know what
go.
time it is.
It's time for the Vapecast X of the Week.
So Kevin has sent several tweets that he has nominated for the X posts of the week. So here's the first one from our friends Mark and Bernie, who is retweeting our friend Ivanka or Ivana
Specifically.
Ivanka.
Yes. Those are both the same to me. I'll go ahead. It don't matter. Disposable vapes. Mark starts off as low cost, easy to use introduction to the most effective means of cessation ever devised and perfect for travel, physical dirty jobs, emergency backups, elderly, those incarcerated or institutionalized, permanent or temporary mental or physical limitations. Now, squirrel, Havana, who quite honestly could be the advocate of the year at any given time as a consumer, shared a story on a UK survey. I forgot, couldn't see it. Is one very vital point, not just for harm reduction, but for safety reasons too, with elderly who vape. This story says a lot. Now, I know some of you aren't physically looking, so I'm going to read it because it is important. Disposable vapes should be banned here and in the EU, said a comment, and somebody under it said, I don't support a ban on disposable vapes for one personal reason. My 81-year-old dad smokes. I quit smoking 13 years ago. My dad has dementia and lives with me. He still remembers that he smokes. I can't have him smoking in the house, not only because of the smell, but because of the risk of him burning the house down. I hope I'm not botting. I give him a vape instead. He forgets he has it, puts it down, loses them. I tried with rechargeable ones. It cost far too much and the liquid chambers broke too easy if he sat on them, for example. So, disposable vapes work very well for him. It's no big deal if he loses them, and he rarely breaks them, as for some reason they are made better than recharging ones. Now, if you don't, this is my own words, if you don't like disposables, that's fine, don't use them, but don't advocate for banning them for any reason at any time. Thank you for coming to my Kevin talk, and thank you to Ivana and for Mark, both, for showing humans
some
talking to
compassion.
humans. Right.
Well, so over the years, Kevin, we have brought this up many times when it comes to filling tanks and re-wicking and doing all those things. There are people that have hand problems, that have tremors, that have all these things that make it impossible for them to, use a refillable tank. The holes in the little pods, trying to get the bottle in there, and if you have vision problems or tremor problems, well, I've already got vision problems.
It's going to be you.
There's absolutely no reason for any vapor to tell another person what they should use.
Zero.
This is not a my way is the only way sort of situation, which
except when Patrick
in the past has been the norm. Well, you're not a vapor because you use a Juul.
Vape shaming. I loved that.
You're not a vapor because you're using a K-Fund that's 5 years old, and
you're only on 3 milligram. You're only using 3. What's wrong with you? Oh, fuck.
You're using 18. Oh my God! You must be a crackhead.
I did it to David Dorn. Yeah. He said 72, and I'm like, "Aren't you dead?" And he
this nonsense about telling people what to do and how to do it is bullshit. It's it's just another way for us to divide ourselves, which is something that we should never be doing. We should do everything possible to recruit every possible person.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't. Yeah. And the whole idea that you're gonna. I mean, I'm sure there's a situation somewhere in the future where I'm going to be somewhere and my box, the battery's going to be dead, or the tank leaked out, and I don't have any cotton to re-wick while I'm at work, and I'm going to stop somewhere and get a disposable. It's going to happen. I bought an Enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So
for the record,
the menthol one.
Yep, for the record, both of those wonderful humans have been on our show, or your show.
Yes,
the show. They've both been on this show.
That is true.
I saw Mark's. I did not see Ivana's. I did see his, and I was like, "This has got to come. You can't ignore this kind of thing." And Patrick just narrowed it down to pretty much everything. Stop telling other people shit to do. And you someday may have arthritis and you may not be able to wick and coil and fucking whatever you guys do. And that's okay. Because you're going to be like, well, but disposable would be so much better. And then you're going to think, wait a minute, I didn't like those. They're not around. So that's why. Stop. It's okay. Relax.
Quit.
And I love you, all of you, every damn one of you.
You got to meet people where they are, not where you think they should be. All right. So the second one you sent from a guy named Drew Johnson. He's at Drew for Nevada.
Yeah.
And he says the government kills thousands of Americans every year because of its idiotic anti-science war against vaping. I believe adults should have the right to shift to less harmful products. As a member of Congress, I'll fight like hell to give you that right.
I don't know who he is. I don't know how it came across.
I think I also retweeted this.
Did you? I just thought, well, I don't know if he's running. I don't know the whole game.
It's already hearted and retweeted.
There you go. But
yeah, no, he's running. He's a husband, a dog dad,
running,
a Golden Knights super fan, whatever the Golden Knights are, government watchdog, and liberty-loving defender of taxpayers. He's a candidate for Congress in the Nevada District 3.
So that's the kind of
and he
thing
must
I
vape
like.
because he's followed by a bunch of vapors.
I don't remember if I did or not, but I saw that and I thought, there you go. That's what I want to hear. He doesn't say anything about children. He doesn't say anything about flavors, and he doesn't say anything about restrictions. And that's all I need to know. That's literally all I need to know.
Right.
I don't even care about the first 5 words. Yeah.
You sent another tweet, and this is from the Lost World of JJ.
Yes.
And the Lost World of JJ says, why do I care so much about vaping? Why do I fight for it? And why do I constantly talk about it? I do this because all of my family are smokers. Some stopped with vaping, some without it. But my grandpa died when I was a little kid because of smoking. This is part 102. So I'm assuming this is part 202. If me talking and sharing facts by people who know what they talk about saves just one grandpa or grandma so that they see their granddaughter, grandson grow up, then my fucking work is done because I would give so much for my grandpa being alive and vaping instead of dying and smoking or dying from smoking.
Now,
I like it.
When I see the F word coming out of a consumer
but I had
already person, that makes me think they mean what they're saying. They're normal people. That's
it's possible.
I like
it's
that.
Possible they might actually mean something. Yep.
Didn't I send you another one?
So yes, you sent a Juka one later on.
Okay,
those were the ones that I thought you had around the tweet of the week message. Of the week message. Now myself, I chose some tweets that are not necessarily ones that you. I some of these I chose because these are opportunities for you to stick the knife in.
That's implying that I have a knife.
These might be targets. Wait, Kevin, you don't have a knife with you at all times?
I got a buck right here. It's not even far.
I got my little. This is for opening boxes. This is. I need to clean this thing. This thing's got a bunch of shit.
This one's just to clean my nails. I just, you gotta.
But
you're implying that I would carry a knife.
Every man with testicles would carry a knife.
Just saying.
So anyway, keep in mind that the tweets that I have chosen are tweets that I'm saying pay attention to this and respond to this. Some of them are possible targets for you to,
in your own unique way,
embarrass the hell out of people. So the first one is from Dr. Robert Califf.
Oh my God. Yes, well.
So this is actually the second of multiple tweets. So I'm going to start at the top here. He says, "Thank you so much to the Milken Institute for inviting me to speak at the 2023 Future of Health Summit. I enjoyed the conversation with Esther Krofa discussing America's declining life expectancy.
That you're
and
a part
the
of.
role of better evidence generation, followed by evidence-driven implementation of strategies proven successful in improving health. The most important remedial cause of death or causes of death in the United States are tobacco use and poorly controlled hypertension." Kevin has that right now. We're going to, this I told you earlier, this is where he gets this is the first time I've seen this number quoted. We're going to lose 460,000 Americans this year from tobacco-related illness. And we have millions of teenagers getting addicted to nicotine through vaping right now.
Millions.
Now, didn't they
Millions.
Millions of teenagers, even though the number is dropped 4% this year.
Yeah.
So then we also discussed misinformation and how a coalition of health communicators through academia and industry can help carry the message in a more sustainable way, independently of government, using the platforms people are used to getting their information. So now we will point out some facts that our friend Charlie, or Chuck, I like to call him Chuck.
Watch your mouth,
Chuck. I even called him a Chuck. I even called him Chuck in a tweet this week.
He likes me better than he likes you by this much.
That's why I called him
just this
Chuck.
much.
And I really think we should get Chauncey in here to set this character straight.
Yeah. I think we could.
So Chuck says, "Hang on, 460,000 deaths from tobacco-related diseases. 100% of those deaths are among adults. 99 are among adults over the age of 50. So why in the same breath mention teen use of a product that you know are markedly less risky than cigarettes that causes 0 deaths?"
See, what you didn't see was Chuck pulling Bob's pants down in public. Now you have.
You just did. I just saw it. It's right there. How can millions of teens be getting addicted to nicotine when teen use of any tobacco product is at an all-time low? So in 2000, it was 7.2 million. In 2015, it was 4.7 million. And now in 2023, and this is all tobacco use, 2.8 million.
Right. All tobacco, quote, use.
And then Juka says that's smoking-related illness and vaping has nothing to do with it. So it says here, you have 2,130,000 teenagers that have used an e-cigarette even once in the past 30 days. Are you saying they're all getting addicted? Only 740,000 use them frequently. And then Henri Panternoster. I assume by tobacco use you mean actual smoking of tobacco. Why don't you just call it what it is? Smoking kills. Tobacco cigarettes are approved by the FDA. And then there's Allison. Allison says, "Please be clear with your messaging. As you said, we will lose 460,000 Americans. That's 8 million globally this year from tobacco-related diseases." So,
you know what I can't stand?
This particular tweet is listed in the show notes, and it is an opportunity for you to step in and embarrass a motherfucker. Bye.
What bothers me, besides you, is that their opportunity has been placed in front of them, and they're like butterflies. Well, look at that. There's more butterflies.
No, they're watching birds, Kevin. They're practicing
idiots.
quitting smoking by watching birds.
Yeah. I put an earlier tweet out tonight that we know who you are. More importantly, you know who you are. And we're all on record. Every one of us are on record, including the newest survey coming out there. Didn't we just discuss that it's going to find non-smoking people who vape. And you people, because you know who you are, haven't done so. Because you're scared. We're not scared because we want to know what the fuck's going on. I am so thrilled about that. Go ahead. Sorry.
So my next tweet is from Durand Benoit.
Another beautiful human.
And he's calling out the WHO and the FCTC because they invited all of these countries to participate, and 18 shareholder states of tobacco companies that are members of the World Health Organization, blah, 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 a conflict of interest. 7 protected cigarette sales by prohibiting their population from reduced risk products, vaping products. So all of these countries on this list. So let me make it bigger.
Yep. Cuba.
So Cuba owns 75% of their domestic tobacco production. Tunisia owns 100%. Moldova, 91%. Lebanon, 100%. Syria, 100%. Iran, 100%. India, 24%. China, 100%. Japan, 33%. Laos owns 47%. Vietnam, 100% of the tobacco growing fields and production of cigarettes in their country is owned by the government. Thailand, 100%. Bangladesh, 13%. Yemen. 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 Malawi, 42%. Iraq, 100%. Egypt, 51%. Algeria, 49%. All of these
back to Cuba.
These countries have huge stakes in the tobacco industry. Some of them own 100% of the tobacco industry in their country.
I have a question because I don't know this.
They're allowed to be not only members but signatories to the FCTC.
I have a question about this because I'm the guy that's going to raise my hand in the class. Is each of these countries, I guess I have nothing to do with the stakeholder part. Do all these countries also carry like major tobacco brands, or are they all their own brands and they rebrand it and
they're
it's
state-held brands, but they probably also do packaging for say Marlboro wants to sell Marlboro cigarettes in China.
That's what I mean.
China, the FCTC owns 100% of the production. So Marlboro might license out their product to China. China makes their own cigarettes and packages them in Marlboro packaging.
So Durand is completely and directly giving one of the best questions that needs to be answered to me. So how does that work? That's like,
what do you mean? How does
talking
that
work? Well, how can they have them in their signatory if they're not wanting to talk to the enemy?
Because they kissed the ring of Michael Bloomberg. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Sir Didymus.
Yes. Did you not see him come in? He just finished work.
I did not. Until now. So they will allow some people in, so you have to be in the club to get in the club, is what you're saying.
Right. And they're actually in breach of their own FCTC, because that is actually the owning of tobacco manufacturing for the state is actually one of the things that you can't have if you're a member of the FCTC.
But they're gonna blackball Dr. Glover, and they're gonna blackball Mr. Douglas.
Possibly.
What makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Didymus wants to start over at the beginning, Kevin. Let me go back and open those original links.
You hit rewind.
Because we actually did. I did have to pause my show long enough to move from that computer to this computer because I was having so much technical difficulty. So my next tweet to draw attention to, Kevin, is from the Chardonnay and Xanax moms at PAVE.
Oh, the ladies. Oh,
yeah. So this says hashtag Truth Insights. What should educators do if they catch students vaping at school? So, you know, Kevin, that I have targeted PAVE.
No.
And I'm still not blocked.
No, I'm not either.
Reminding them of all of the horrible things that they're responsible for, that they are unwilling to take responsibility for.
They're too drunk to see the block button. That's my opinion.
So, my response was teen vaping and smoking is down, lowest in U.S. history. Tasing, beating, shaming, strip searching, psychological and physical abuse is up. Thanks to you, Parents versus Vaping, Truth Initiative, Tobacco-Free Kids. Happy? And then I sent a link to my ever-evolving thread of child abuse perpetuated by tobacco control.
Never ends.
And Charles comes up with a perfectly good response, Chuck. Take the device away and inform the parents. Next.
You think?
And then Addie's in here. Addie says, high school nicotine vaping dropped 28% in 2023. Only a tiny percentage are regularly doing it. 90 plus or minus, 98%-ish were smoking. Our youth smoke-free bans for 4 years. This is not cause for mass hysteria, nicotine tax flavor bans. It is time we told adult smokers it's okay to switch.
The truth. Absolutely.
The truth. The truth.
Yeah.
The truth.
Yeah, they haven't
Is
blocked
on
me either.
fire. Oh. I'm really surprised because I've been quite adamant against them.
Well, yeah. No, Sir Didymus. No, we have not. No, we have not.
No roasting of Jerry right this minute. So here's another tweet that I retweeted, Kevin.
I was following them. I didn't even know I was.
Mothers Against Vaping. And apparently Mothers Against Vaping is a community of paranoid mothers who want to raise good children in an increasingly bad world.
I thought it was a joke account. Paranoid mothers.
It is a joke account. But they retweeted, know the risk. E-cigarette flavors can trigger inflammation in white blood cells. Your health matters. Stay informed. And they have a little sign here. It says, did you know, ? Exposure to e-cigarette flavoring chemicals and liquids can cause significant inflammation to monocytes, a type of white blood cell.
I have often had monocyte complaints. Often. I didn't know who to talk to or tell. I didn't know. What do you do?
Just scratch the scabs off, Kevin. Pus will come out. It'll be all right.
Okay. Because I didn't know what the monocytes were, and I wasn't going to look that up.
Yeah.
It's a big word.
Minoxidil. Anyway, in their little thing said, "Did you know?"
Mm-hmm.
So then I retweeted them. I said, "Did you know? Being a mother does not make you a scientist or give you the knowledge to understand the disinformation and fear-mongering memes that you retweet. You should be called #bombs against critical thinking."
Golf clap, everybody. Golf clap.
So the reason I say this is because they're saying that e-cig flavors, and I'm pretty sure that this is a parody account, but anyway,
I don't know.
Inflammation in white blood cells, you get that from essentially walking out in the sun,
breathing,
literally.
Okay, yeah,
breathing. Anywhere there's possibility of some sort of infection entering your body, your immune system fires up.
Somebody
sends out
somebody
the right,
check on
right
Sir
blood cells.
Didymus. Somebody check on him. He fell.
His monocytes are damaged.
So I was following that account, and then I unfollowed them because shit, they are stupid.
I suspect that it's a parody account and somebody,
Yeah. If it's somebody we know, then tell me, then I'll just refollow you. Other than that, fuck you.
Yeah,
that's all.
So
Just-
this next
just for
story,
Sir
Kevin.
Didymus. Yep.
This next story caught my attention.
Yeah.
Now, after I added it to the show notes, the headline changed.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
I no longer have an actual screenshot of what the headlines were, but you can look at the address bar, and that will tell you what the original file name was when they uploaded it. So this new headline says, I'm waiting for it to show up. Spinny. Student found with 2 guns, 100 THC vape pens at Huntersville High School. Now, you can't see the address bar, but the original title of the story was Student Arrested for Selling Vape Pens, Carrying Firearms at Huntersville School. So they went in and changed the title of the show because this says THC vape pens. But originally the headline was Student Arrested for Selling Vape Pens and Carrying Firearms at Huntersville School.
And the editor said, what's more important?
So this is one of those when they try to
dick around.
Yeah. So the editor actually was smart and made the right decision to be truthful in the headline. But anyway, it says an 18-year-old man was arrested at North Mecklenburg High School Thursday for having firearms in his car and carrying roughly 100 THC vape pens, according to Huntersville Police Department. Now, this picture of this person, they claim that he's 18 years old. He looks significantly older than 18 to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, authorities said there was a call regarding potential illegal activity, and Miguel Angel Penalosa Guz was attempting to leave campus when he was stopped by officers. Huntersville police said a canine sniff resulted in locating approximately 100 vape or THC vape pens. A subsequent search of Guz's vehicle resulted in locating 2 firearms, officers said, with extended magazines, money penny. So Guz is charged with trespassing, 2 counts of carrying a concealed weapon on school ground, possession of marijuana, and felony possession with intent to sell and deliver marijuana. 100 vape pens is more than personal use, Kevin.
So someone having an illegal
in my
activity
opinion
had also doing illegal things, was being illegal, and they caught him.
Yep.
How about that? Imagine that.
Bad guy doing bad things. Yeah.
It's not.
So the next thing is a tweet from. No. He's apparently selling stuff, bad THC stuff. But anyway, so this next one is a tweet that you sent from Juka.
Oh, Juka. Because I like
Juka says, sarcasm perfected. So this tweet says, no, that's impossible. For instance, if we made alcohol a prescription-only drug, it is extremely unlikely that a black market would spring up to meet the enormous demand. So that's snark right there, boys and girls. Little sarcasm.
I got no comment. That one stands on its own. And I do follow Everett. And you should too. But that's up to you. I mean, you do you, Patrick.
I'll take your word. I'll take your word for it. My friends list is getting pretty full, Kevin.
And Diane, as a matter of fact. If you like. Yeah,
she says, can you imagine if alcohol was on prescription and chemists resembled bottle shops? What flavor would you like? Red or white wine? Pale or dark ale? Ask the doc to prescribe the white one. It's so ridiculous as it will be with vaping. This is not what chemists are for. So Pharmacists are not
No, it's
for
not.
dispensing liquor. They should not be for
No.
dispensing.
There's no
vape.
reason for it. And that's probably the real resistance for it. I ain't got all kinds of time for that bullshit, you know?
So
anyway.
we're up to our last YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter story, Kevin.
Oh,
After this, we're going over the Rumbles to close out the show tonight. So this is from our friends in Louisiana. Our friend Southern Vapor is not quite here tonight.
Louisiana. Huh.
Louisiana. So if I present this,
yeah,
it says this is like Big Brother shit right here, Kevin.
Double plus good stuff. Ooh.
Right. This careful. Louisiana's new list of legal vapes is out now. See which vape products made the cut. And there's a picture of some dude in the French Quarter vaping. I have a picture of me in the French Quarter vaping, actually, Kevin.
Do you? That's good.
I do. Because it's cool. Yes, it's cool to vape in the French Quarter. Yeah.
That's why. Okay.
I'm going to waste a minute just to go find it. If my
you found
I don't
you found my
want to get a
Karen.
verified badge at Meta.
Do you? You don't? Why not?
I don't want to. No, I don't want to vape. I don't want to vape badge. Why would I want that?
A vape badge? In a group, you mean?
It's just something for them to charge me money for. Yeah, it's like verified.
No.
No, they're selling like memberships on Meta now.
No, good Lord. All right.
Or on Facebook.
Time to turn off phone. Sam's Club.
Well, they're listening to us right now, Kevin.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah, that's an advertisement because I moved to a different window.
Yeah. Hey, come back.
I'm trying to find me vaping on Bourbon Street.
You vaping on Bourbon Street. Is it a selfie? Tell me it's a selfie.
Here, let's do this article real quick. I'll find it in a minute here. It is not a selfie. It is a picture of my wife taking a picture of me from like
there you go.
Really
I'll
far
accept
away. But I'm standing. This Bourbon Street sign is behind me. But it is older picture of me.
Yeah.
That I no longer have quick access to right this minute. Apparently. Because I'm looking at tons of pictures of me cooking. Because that's the only thing I put on Facebook anymore. I haven't posted on Facebook in a long time.
It's because it's an uneventful thing. Nobody, how can you argue?
Because I'm not a big fan of not a big fan of the Book of Faces.
Yeah.
The Book of Faces. Well, there's me vaping at the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, I remember that one.
If I can't find it in the next 3 seconds.
1,000.
There's a picture
2,
of
1,000.
Beta O'Rourke on my Facebook.
3, 1,000.
Nobody liked that picture that I made of Beta. Beta O'Rourke. So anyway, it says Louisiana has released its highly anticipated vape and alternative nicotine products early Friday morning after it was briefly stalled in court. And many hugely popular disposable vapes didn't make the cut. The list known as the Vape Directory is comprised of 397 products that are authorized for continued sale in Louisiana, On it are several kinds of Juul products, various flavors of Zen nicotine pouches, Views and Biddy stick products. Missing from the list are Elf bars, Puff bars, and Esco bars. You know, I think naming your product Escobar is an unfortunate choice, especially since your product is already illegal and you're naming your product after Pablo Escobar. It's probably not a good idea.
Well, I imagine.
But here's how to check out the list for yourself and what the list means for the future of vaping in Louisiana. So they have a website that you can go to see what the approved products are. Kevin, we're not doing that. I just thought it was funny, haha, that they're making lists now.
Well, because they don't know what's good and what's not.
I
right?
approve of the idea of them making lists.
Here comes that knock again, Patrick.
Because one of these days, my name is going to be on one of these unfortunate lists in the future, Kevin.
Yeah. And speaking of New Orleans, they took guns
brown
from
shirts are
legal
come for me.
people. They came for guns there because they were on lists.
Well,
clearly.
Yeah.
And they went to places that weren't on
Clearly.
lists. They got some. The people said, well, yeah, sure, here you go. They did not uphold the Constitution, Patrick. Anyway, that came up this afternoon with a...
Go figure, some politician somewhere decided to not uphold the law that they swore to.
Well,
yeah. Go figure.
So I don't like the list either because
I got like a cold sore right
matter.
in here, right there where
Does it bug you?
It does. It's very uncomfortable. I don't like it. I don't like it.
All right, we're going to Raw. We're going. Where are we going?
We're gonna go to the Rumbles. Are you
Rumbles.
ready to rumble, Kevin?
Are we allowed to say that?
No, you can't even. No, you're not even allowed to like mimic that. The guy has a copyright on that. So even if you pretend like you're doing it, you can't.
Well, but their name is Rumble, and I just like to sing. So
they're gonna come. But that Michael Butler, what's his name? Michael.
I don't know. I have no idea who it is. I heard it was trademarked like
Anyway.
Happy Birthday is. Yeah.
Yes, like and
more than six or more people, you can't be doing that.
His people like defend his copyright pretty aggressively.
Words and phrases.
Pretty aggressively. So, all right, Kev, we're gonna play a little short video, and we'll be over at the Rumbles in just a minute. Ready?
Zippity set zoom.
If you don't follow us over there, you're missing out on the fun stuff. Just letting you know. It's your choice.
You're adults.
Some of you are adults.
Well,
anyway. Yeah.
Hello, let me just say I don't like either of you.
Well, that's understandable.